Now get ready for the power of Groove.AI. Become a member of Groove today. We'll groove all the way. Automate your marketing with the power of Groove.AI. Discover the secrets today. Groove.AI is starting now. Now get ready for the power of Groove.AI. Become a member of Groove today. We'll groove all the way. Automate your marketing with the power of Groove.AI. Discover the secrets today. Groove.AI is starting now.
All right, we are live. Hi, everyone. Sorry, I'm jumping in my chair and this camera tends to follow me around. So welcome to the final day of our AI Groove-a-thon last week, this week. We canceled yesterday because it was Memorial Day. And when we booked it, we didn't notice that on the calendar, or I didn't. Maybe Donna did. She thought I was crazy, and I was happy to do that. But maybe I was, but it definitely wouldn't be nice to have you guys missing content when you're supposed to be at a barbecue if you're here in the States. So I hope you all had a good, wonderful Memorial Day. And Donna, what I'm going to do, just I'm going to give you the same link so you don't have to go hunting it down. This is the Google Doc that we're sharing today. I just put that in Skype for everyone. And let me share my screen. We're not going to make it live yet, but just so that I have that ready. All right. Let's share this screen. And there we go. And we'll put that up in just a few minutes. All right. So let me just give a quick little commercial, just a little reminder. We have made new pricing at Groove. Many of you, if you're engaging with us in our live streams and our Groove-a-thons, you've heard this. The pricing for Groove has changed. This is our model that we're going after. We want to be the value brand, offer the most at the most affordable prices, and separate ourselves from being just another Me Too application where it's like, okay, if you're $2.99 a month, and so is Kartra and ClickFunnels and High Level, or if I'm going to put everything together, what's your price? $2.99. Well, everybody else is $2.99. Where do you set yourself apart? So one of the ways that you can stand out in a marketplace is obviously by having the best product and the best pricing. Combining those together is our mission. And so when we click on the Get Started, this is the new pricing for Groove. What used to be $2.99 a month for the enterprise plan, or what many of you would know as the lifetime deal. The lifetime deal ended finally at one payment of $24.97 or four payments at $9.97. So that was $4,000. No longer doing that. But even here at $497 a year, even at $4,000, that's like 10 years to the lifetime deal where you're paying it just annually. So this is a really, really good deal. It's also important for us to say that the free plan for Groove has gone away. We're thinking about putting an exit pop for the free plan for free, no credit card for 30 days, but there is no free, I keep it for life plan. Anybody that has a free account you will notice when you log into Groove, it will tell you that you need to upgrade. We didn't take any of your sites down or your products down or your blogs down. So everything exists. But if you want to continue to manage it, it's just $42 a month for the enterprise plan when paid annually. Now, we have a couple of different options that you can upgrade to. If you want to add Groove.ai, which sells separately, it's a separate application. Groove.ai, that new website hopefully goes live this week. That is a separate product for $497. And as you can see, we have a combo price where you get both for $797. We offer that at Groove.ai because some people are going to find us there, and also at Groove.cm. It is the same plan. So that would make get Groove.ai access for just $300 more per year. So upgrade to Enterprise plus Groove.ai for only $797 a year. And we also offer another option. It's $149 per month if you want the combo plan. So Groove.ai is $497. Groove.cm Enterprise plan, $42 a month when paid annually is $497. The same plan with AI is $797. And finally, again, if you want to finance monthly, go with the recurring, that's just $149. We now take PayPal, obviously, because it's not a lifetime deal. And finally, we're working on a new affiliate page, but just the quick briefing on this. This pays 40% commission, this pays 40% commission, and this pays 30% commission. And you'll be able to promote Groove.ai by going to Groove.ai/JV to get your affiliate links. All right, and they'll be right here. And I would hold off on that because we're going to be making a new website for that. And then there's GrooveJV.com. And I get this spinning thing. Nobody else gets this other than me. Maybe it's because there's something with my account. This takes about 10 seconds to load for me. I'm not sure why. Donna, can you just confirm if that's happening with you? Let me do the empty cache thing. Oh, hold on a second. Here we go.
Loaded for me immediately.
All right. Anyway, so the widget will show. Thank you, Donna. The widget will show up there, and you'll be able to get your tools. We're going to be changing all of the swipes and all those different things. We got to make sure there's no legacy on pricing or anything like that, and we're going to make it very, very simple. So there you go. We did this in my previous company. We did Webinar Jam and EverWebinar for just $497, and we were able to build that up at that time to $8 million a year in revenue with just those two products. And we believe that price point is going to separate us from the industry. So we'll talk more about that. We're going to be doing a launch. Let me see if we have those dates. I believe I think that will be going June the 11th. Let's see. I don't have my calendar synced here. So Donna, do you have the dates that we're doing? Is it the 10th through the 11th through the 27th or something?
Yeah, I was just pulling them up. Sorry to leave you hanging. The 12th through the 25th or the 2nd. We didn't decide when we were going to end it, but we're going to start at the 12th.
All right. Yeah. So starting the middle of June, we're going to be doing an affiliate launch to launch the new Groove pricing. Now that we've gone away from the lifetime deals officially and removed permanent free accounts, those different types of things. So that's just our quick little commercial there for Groove. And now let's talk about what we're going to be going over today. And bear with me just a second. Donna, I'm going to send you a screenshot for David. And for Alan. Okay, here we go. That's still right now, just so you know, if that makes sense.
Yep, thanks.
Okay, all right. And so that was on my laptop the other day, Donna. and now this is on my desktop. So not sure exactly what caused that. All right, everybody. So here's what we're going to go over today. If you weren't here on Friday last week, we went over all of these different resources. And today, a fair warning, you might want to bounce out if you're like, this is just totally not for me. I'm going to give you that full fair warning right now. Today is very, very advanced stuff. And there's two types of people that love this. There's types of people that are like me and Matt Serralta and many of you that I see in the chat that are constantly giving me resources that are quite advanced. And then there are others of you that once you start seeing that, hey, this stuff gets a little techie, it's a little boring to you. And then there's some of you that are in the middle that are like, yeah, hey, this is very, very techie. I get it, but I absolutely love it. Just seeing the possibilities of these things, or knowing that some of this stuff is coming to Groove, or some of these things are open source and I can get people to do this right now for me. Mike, thank you for showing me this resource. I didn't know this technology existed. There's no way I could set this up on my own, but I know somebody that can help me with it. And thank you for showing me the resource. So today, let me just see here. Cameron was wondering when white label update for reselling will be available. We'll be sending an email update for you guys real soon. We're looking to push the billing system in the first week of June, and then we're off to the races with you guys there. All right, especially with the apps and further development. So for today, we're going to focus all of our questions just on this Google document, so I don't get sidetracked like we did right there. I'll let Donna, who's actually working, she has work to do throughout the day. She's not, there's not enough questions to keep her engaged, and she's here to help me out. So we're going to pretty much just focus on this document here today. So let's talk about, again, the middle people. The middle people are probably most of you on this call that are just going to be fascinated with the high level tech. And so what are we talking about here? We're going beyond SaaS, and we're going into more of a generic automation that you can put different applications together. So I'm listing a lot of different things here that will actually work together for people that want to create some pretty incredible systems. In no particular order, as I said, when I watch some YouTube videos, I put some of this stuff down and I say, hey, this is going to be, some people are going to be interested in this. So we're going to jump right in. The first one here, we went over the other day, so we're not going to play the demo, but not everybody was here the other day. So let's load up this web page. And let me just move this over to Safari. As you guys know, that we cannot play sound in a Chrome browser because the sound's already coming from StreamYard, and we run into issues. So Air.ai, let's see here. Okay, it's a great way. Donna, I was even thinking, because I had Dr. Steve over here for the weekend, and we were going over all this automation, mind completely blown. Steve jumped in, created his account with Air AI. In fact, I think I even have an account. Let me see where you log in here. Maybe I could show the dashboard. And what I was thinking, because I spoke with the people over at Air.ai, they called me yesterday on Memorial Day. We had a 1-hour conversation. They're interested in doing talks about how we can integrate with this, with Groove.ai, or we'll see. But either way, there's joint venture opportunities. They have developed their own large language model. They said, their own machine learning. They didn't get involved by using an API with OpenAI. I found that interesting, and I spoke to them about the fact that the new ChatGPT 4 is just zero latency, and they're like, yeah, we know. All right, so here what you'll do is you create an agent for sales, customer service, or other. And what I'm going to tell you to do with many of these different things is, let's just see, Air.ai walkthrough demo. I'm going to get this right here. This link right here says Air.ai masterclass walkthrough. It's 1 hour and 10 minutes. All right, because you don't want to see me doing all of that. We've got a lot of stuff to go over today. So this is where you could walk through. Let me actually just click the video and get the actual link. All All right. So Air.ai, Donna, I think is something that would be good for us to, since we're getting the phone number of every single person that comes into Groove, even in the past free signups, we can just simply send out a voice message to the people that they can actually talk to. So it's not just a recording. It might be something that says, hi, we're calling from Groove. And we'd like to know what is it that you're looking for in your business. And it's going to collect all this data and put it into buckets. And the way that Air AI works is it has a flow that if the user says this, you go down these different ways. You set an end goal. The end goal may be make sure the user knows about the Facebook group, make sure they know about Groove Agency, make sure they know about traffic, whatever it may be. And then that just goes out to every single customer and can even set appointments. So it's probably a discussion we should have. And I think all marketers should consider any customer that's going through and not just sending out a pre-canned message that says, hi, just wanted you to know we have this. No, this can actually talk to people. And we did a demo with this yesterday. So I see I messed something up here. So let me just fix this. Not sure exactly what happened there. So Matt, Dr. Steve and I did a demo with this yesterday and we set up a basic thing for him because he wants to use it for his endometriosis for people with surgery. We created a knowledge base and it answered the questions the way Dr. Steve would. And he was really, really impressed. Really, really impressed. All right. So that's Air.ai. We're going to move on next. Somebody looks like they have, they've been looking into the document already. How do we integrate relevance or Crew AI with Groove.AI since there's no API available in Groove.AI? Good question there, AI Marketing US. We're going to be showing you how you connect all of these things. We'll be releasing our API for Groove.AI, and we're going to show you what all of these things is. So let's not put the cart before the horse. And you're going to see you're going to see how you'll be able to integrate all of these things with Groove.ai. And some of these things, folks, don't want to get too far down the rabbit hole. Some of these things are open source, and there's different types of open source. There's the Apache 2, and then the Apache 2, they could layer different terms on it. And then there's the MIT license, and MIT license basically says, do with this as you will. And you can imagine there are people that built businesses around WordPress, like WP Wishlist or Wishlist Member. Who else? Divi, right? This company right here, DIVI. They're a $1 billion valuation company from Elegant Themes, and they built on top of WordPress. So because WordPress is an MIT license that says you can do whatever you want. Some of these you'll see I will put the different types of licenses that they have. Like when we get down to hold on just a second. I'm sorry that I'm going through this like that. React Flow, Billship Crew. I didn't know I had it so far down here. All right. Like flow wise. All right. This thing right here, when you look up their license, they are backed by Y Combinator, but they're full open source, meaning you can take this, modify it, and build it into your applications. So the reason why I have this document I'm looking is this is some of the stuff that we want to do with Groove.ai. In the meantime, if you're the person that knows how to integrate WordPress, or install a WordPress, or get somebody to do it for you, or like any open source, you can simply just have this put on your own server, put in your own API key, and run with it. But some of these things are open source, and we can pull these things right into Groove. We'll be going over all of those things in just a minute. I'm going to scroll back to the top and move on to the next one. All right, so this next one here is called Relevance AI. This is, I have to say, likely one of the most important, one of the most impressive applications that I've seen. They're a startup. They got some funding. They're a young team. I think out from Europe or something. So this incorporates a lot of really, really cool things in workflows. So again, the best way for me to show you this is to go to YouTube and show you some of their videos. So let me see if this is the one. I have to open these in Safari. And I might just have to search their YouTube channel just a little bit to find one.
Mike, we can't hear that. Is there?
Yeah. I'm in Chrome. My bad. Thank you. I said, let me put that into Safari, and I put it into Chrome. My apologies.
Sorry, I'm late. Trying to close our books.
Offload tedious and repetitive work to autonomous AI agents. Relevance AI agents are much more than conversational assistants. They're another pair of hands on your team. They take action, working around the clock to plan and reliably execute tasks on autopilot. The more you use them, the better they get. Equip your agents with AI tools to give them skills and specialize them for any task. From personalizing outbound sales emails to onboarding new clients, answering customer FAQs, or automatically communicating updates. Whatever you can dream up, you can create in the Relevance platform. No coding required. Integrate your agent with platforms like Slack, X, HubSpot, email, and much more, or create a custom integration yourself. Once you've unlocked the power of one agent, you can onboard vast teams of agents.
This is way too commercial, so just bear with me. Let's go to their YouTube channel, and let's see. This seems like another commercial version, but let's just play it, see what happens. I'm sorry about the volume. It's, I find that to be a little annoying, but let's just deal with it. So what we got right here is you can design a workflow. Okay, so let's see if we can slow this down. I'll pause it. All right, so here, add step. So this is what you see in like something like Groove.CM, but that was all about not using AI. So here you have something that says like receive email, and then you categorize their email. So this is going to use AI to determine what type of response it is and how the flow goes. So let's just go here. You can see you could split it. Okay. Okay, so you're seeing here, this is an email from a customer here that says, I'm interested in using your company. Can you tell me more about the services? It says just now. It says, then you can see it's happening in real time. Read the prospect's email, finding time for meeting. BDR agent is thinking. Let's see what happens here. Finding time for meeting. So it's looking into your calendar, booking calendar meeting. So it's connected to your calendar software. And then it sends an email to the client specifically on that client's needs. Hey, I've completed the task as per the procedure. I've read Rachel's email, found a time, et cetera, et cetera. And let me just go back one here. Okay, so it sent her an email, and you could click and go in, and you can look into that. How annoying this sounds. All right. Now let's go into their YouTube channel, look at their playlists. AI Workforce. I think this is one that we're going to want to check out. This is 5 minutes. This is December 23, home of the AI Workforce 7, how to create tools, the relevance, building teams, and onboard autonomous agents. All right, let's check out this one here.
Let me show you how we do stuff around here. Actually, my department uses Monday.com, so I'm good. Work management.
If you've been building in the Relevance AI platform, you know you can do all sorts of things with individual AI agents equipped with AI tools. But with our new AI Teams feature, which is currently in beta, you can bring together groups of specialized agents
So this is what we were talking about last year. Remember I said there'd be little pixelized team members and you can bring them together and they can actually work. So Relevance just released this in beta, and here's their video on it.
New AI Teams feature, which is currently in beta, you can bring together groups of specialized agents that collaborate in a similar way to human teams, combining complementary capabilities in autonomous end-to-end workflows. Let's try setting up a content repurposing team. The goal of this team is to take a piece of content like a YouTube video and automatically turn it into 8 different types of content for other platforms. If we think of AI teams like an office with managers and staff, we know we'll need one main agent in charge of a group of workers that complete specific tasks and projects. With AI teams, a manager agent oversees sub-agents and distributes information between them. It makes sure all the AI workers get the information they need to succeed. Let's start by building a manager agent that can receive task requests, run tools needed to gather any initial information needed for those tasks, and delegate work to other agents. For this team, we've given it the title Content Coordinator. Remember to include a description of what your agent does, as this improves its performance. This is where we select a model for it to run. You can choose from multiple options. We've equipped it with a tool that extracts transcripts from YouTube videos, and given it a prompt with some information about its role, responsibilities, and how it should carry out tasks. We've also given it some labels for its tasks, which helps with organization and makes things easier if you have to search for a task by label later on. Here on the left is where we assemble the Content Coordinators team. As you can see, there are 8 other specialized sub-agents we've added. Each agent has been set up with its own specific name, description, and prompt to drive the best performance for its outputs. If your specialized agent needs tools to complete their tasks, this is where you could add them. But in the case of this team, our agents are just writing copy using a large language model. We've got a TikTok script creator, a Reels script creator, a blog creator, an EDM creator, a LinkedIn post creator, a Twitter or X threads creator, a Discord post creator, and a social post caption creator. If we go back to the Content Coordinator Edit Agent page, we've also used the Workflow Builder to give extra direction about the order in which it should perform tasks and delegate work to other agents on the team. On the settings wheel for each agent in the Content Coordinators team, we've turned on Run Without Asking. But if you want to approve each step your manager agent takes, you can turn this off. In this section, we've also created a descriptive variable that tells the manager agent what information needs to be sent to this sub-agent to complete its task. In this case, the manager agent is going to extract the YouTube transcript outputted by the YouTube video transcript tool, so we've named this variable Output from Content Coordinator. In the description of that variable, we've given instructions to input the transcript from the YouTube video transcript tool. We've done this for each of the sub-agents as they all need the video transcript to complete their tasks. Okay, our team is all set up and ready to go, so let's try it out. So here we've given it its first task, which is to extract that transcript from the YouTube video link, and immediately it's gone ahead and it's triggered the TikTok creator agent, which has optimized that transcript for a script for TikTok. And now you can see it's done the same thing for Reels. So it's triggered that specialized agent with a prompt that has instructions about how to change this for Reels. Now we've got the blog creator agent, which has gone ahead and written us a really nice SEO optimized blog. And here we have the EDM. So we've given it instructions that have helped it change this into something you could actually mail out if you wanted to reuse that transcript from the YouTube video for mail content. Now we've got our LinkedIn post. So in our prompt, we gave it some instructions about how best to optimize that for LinkedIn. And we've also got our Twitter X thread, which it's gone ahead and added some emojis as well, which is very helpful. We've also got our Discord post now. And finally, we've got our social post captions. And what's really cool is
watch one more video on this channel. But again, they're at Relevance AI. You could learn more about this company. They're doing some pretty cool things. I'm looking at this is my research, and I come across companies, and I'm like, oh, they're doing some of the things we want to do with Groove. Let's see how they're doing it. That's the way software development is. You look at your competitors. It helps you pivot. It helps you see how they're doing it. Sometimes they're solving problems before you had a chance to solve them, and it makes your development better. But when I see them, I want to share these with you because they're really cool tools. So let's see this one here. This is a 5-minute one.
This is how AI optimizes my schedule. This meeting got canceled. Hooray! We didn't really want to go anyway.
At Relevance, we help businesses build their AI workforce. In our platform, you can create digital workers that are trained on your company's processes and knowledge to complete work autonomously and at scale. In this video, I want to run you through the anatomy of a
This is the founder of Relevance AI.
relevance agent. What cognitive abilities have our team been able to distill into these digital employees? Let's jump into it.
Mike, you're quiet.
Oh, I'm on mute. Thank you. So what I wanted to say is this is just a 5-minute video. We're at 1.25. It's going to be done in 4 minutes. This is probably the most important video that we're going to look at today in terms of education. This is something that I transcribed and I put down because what I love about what the CEO did here is he broke down everything that we need to understand. There's automation, there's knowledge bases, there's teams. They have to work together, but they have to be able to do things like scrape the web or get a YouTube video down or go post things. So they have tasks, they have tools, they need to plan, there's collaboration. So this is really, these guys really get how automation is going to work in the future. And when we get to make.com, I'll show you the difference between something like this that has autonomous planning and collaboration compared to something that is deterministic, like everything there was before AI, like something like Zapier and make.com. And you'll see later down in the Google Doc, there's things like Groove.AI and Microsoft AutoGen Studio. This is an emerging way to understand how to make AI work without us. And in order for us to understand that, we need to understand how these things get categorized. So this is really important stuff for anybody that's developing SaaS around AI that wants to do automation. So let's go back to the beginning of that and go here.
So first up, short-term memory. Now this is table stakes. We've seen this ability for a year now with ChatGPT, the ability for an agent to remember what you've just spoken about, what topics have been discussed in the conversation, and continue to have that conversation. Again, we've all seen it before, so we'll move on to the juiciest stuff. In Relevance, you can teach an agent about a topic by importing data into what we call knowledge. For example, we work with a lot of market research companies that will import their survey responses into knowledge so their agent knows about the survey responses and can analyze and summarize them. Or for example, we work with customer service agents that have had frequently asked questions imported into their knowledge. As Relevance started as a vector database in 2020, knowledge was one of the first cognitive abilities that we distilled into our agents. One of the most powerful parts of our platform is our no-code builder, where you can create anything from LLM chains to complex functions with hosted Python and JavaScript or API requests.
All right, I'm going to move this from 1.5 down to 1.0, and because he's got to get through a lot of stuff here, so he's speeding up the screen. But let's actually take a look at what they're doing here. All right, so get sales prospect location. All right, user inputs here. Customers email, they've got little things here. So this is, again, remember, guys, I told you I'm going to be showing you some advanced stuff. But if you're running, there's a lot of people I know, especially in my masterminds, that run different companies that don't know about this. They'll be blown away when they see these things.
To complex functions with hosted Python and JavaScript or API requests. This essentially lets you teach your agent how to do new things. Now, we like to bucket these new things into two broad categories: skills and tools. Skills are processes that experts learn through experience. For example, a marketing expert will know how to format a blog post to optimize for SEO, or a sales expert will learn how to research a prospect effectively and efficiently to do personalized outreach. You can recreate these sort of skills in our no-code builder and give them to your agent. Tools are providing the agent with access to new services. For example, HubSpot or Google Search. Now, so far, you've probably seen mostly LLM interactions in chat interfaces such as ChatGPT. However, we believe that relevance agents shouldn't just be focused on chat, they should be task-oriented. When you use our agents, they complete these tasks that you scope and they report on their activity with visibility for management so you can see exactly what they're doing. We all know that a big challenge with agents and LLMs in general is getting them to behave predictably. Now, our research team is the best in the world at this, and we've created this brilliant abstraction layer into our product so you can chart out processes for your agent, and your agent will use this to guide its behavior. Sort of like how a new employee at your company might follow an SOP. So now our agents are not just task-oriented, they're process-oriented. We've also worked on making our agents more and more accessible to the outer world. For example, we've given our agents access to email and soon services like WhatsApp. We're constantly adding new ways to trigger your agent into action. We strongly believe that multi-agent systems are the way forward, and we're actively researching new ways to improve these systems. We strongly believe that multi-agent systems are the way forward, and we're actively researching new ways to improve these systems. But already in Relevance, our agents can work together. For example, our flagship BDR agent has multiple teams of agents led by a manager agent. Our agents can not just collaborate with each other, but they can also collaborate with you. They can bring the human into the loop and ask for input or just for approval. Now, one of the core cognitive skills that we have as humans is our ability to think about the future, plan some sort of action, and maybe even schedule some action. We've given this ability to Relevance agents. They can schedule actions for the future, such as follow-up messages, and they can also cancel these plans if something changes. I think this is one of the most powerful abilities we've given our agents. Finally, our agents are able to analyze their work and apply higher level categorization. For example, they can mark their work as complete, or they can bucket their work into some predefined labels. This means they are significantly better reporters of their work, and they can be managed better. As their manager, you don't have to look at every detailed task and what they've done. You can look at the higher level abstraction of the categories and what work has been moved into complete, what's in progress, what's been labeled with X, Y, or Z. Your agents are now way better employees. Awesome. That's the anatomy of a Relevance agent in December 2023. But our team's working super hard on the next set of cognitive abilities that we're going to distill into these digital workers. I can't wait to show these off in the next video. But until then, I've been Dan. This is Relevance. Have a great holiday season, and we'll see you in the new year.
Okay, that was almost 6 months ago. So when they introduced that. So I think this one here is the, let me just get the other video that we did, building AI agent teams. I'm going to copy this link. Let me paste it here and put that in the document.
AI tool will take your idea and create a complete book, complete with design, images, layout, everything, including the content, literally.
If you've been building in the Relevance AI platform, you know you can do all sorts of things with individual AI agents equipped with AI tools. But with our new AI Teams feature...
Okay, got that link for you to put in the document. So you have those for... we don't need all of this additional garbage here. All right, so you could look more into Relevance. Now, let me answer some questions that are coming in here. Some of you were asking... Okay, right here. Mike, it would be cool to know which of these processes software might be rolled into Groove.AI or the ability to use them via API. So, and I think that's a very similar question to the one that we got before. So the common theme here that we said, that I don't want to allude too much to, there's some exciting stuff going on here at Groove that we're going to see at the end of June, next month, the first week of July. We just won't get into much of that, but it allows Groove to go into the next chapter. And that next chapter is, let's just say, investment for development. And we are going to be having the ability to do things like, if you've ever heard of TopTal, TopTal is where you can hire the top 3% of people to get in here. Basically, what happens is 97% of the people that try to get listed on TopTal don't. They make you take tests. They test your speed. They test and you work with them for a while to see how you communicate. All these different things. And if these people, if they can get on here, they make so hiring somebody on TopTal. You're looking between $12, $17, $18, $25,000 per month. But these people are in the 10x developer level. So it's basically top talent. And they've sorted them out for you. That's just an example of the type of talent that we're going to be bringing to Groove. So we we want to bring things more in-house. We told you that. We moved away from our offshore development center. All of our people now work for Groove, and we have a really good development team, but we want to add top talent on there. And if you were to look at YouTube and type in something like, building a Coinbase app in 8 hours, there are people out there that build these applications, and they're full stack developers that probably move at, no joke, 20x the speed that the Groove.AI team and the Groove.cm team, and most teams out there do. So we're going to be hiring some incredible talent. And so again, folks, what we're doing is we wanted to get out there early with Groove.AI. We did the backer campaign, and we were the first to market with a software. And so now a lot of people are coming out with the software. Now, here's the important thing. You guys have to understand something. You cannot get mad at Groove, right? Because other software is coming out. So think about, right, like what we're saying here is there's new software. There's people that have ideas just like we do, right? There's Divi, there's Optimized Press, there's Lead Pages, there's ClickFunnels, there's High Level, there's Groove, there's Kartra. When it comes to membership sites, there's School, there's Kajabi, there's Thinkific, there's Teachable, shopping carts, there's Samcart, Thrivecart. When new technology comes out, people are going to race to do it. What you can't do is get upset that other people are doing what Groove said they were going to do. We have a big goal for Groove.ai, the same way we did for Groove.cm, to do multi-purpose thing with agents, with workflows, all those different types of things. Some people are niching directly into just content creation. Some people are going into workflows. And so we're seeing that some people are going into automation with phone calls, like Air.ai. So it could be very easy for you to go, hey, how come you're showing this? Why isn't this in Groove? What's actually happening is there are people out there creating their SAM carts, their Thrive carts, and we have things that they don't. They have things that we don't. Like Air.ai doesn't create content and put them into Google Docs. And so what I can do is act like these things don't exist. And I don't think that you would appreciate that. I think you appreciate the transparency of when I do market research and I come up with a cool thing and I create a Google Doc of SaaS companies and other companies. It allows us to look at how those companies do it so that we can improve on that and add it, or say, hey, I think they've just created a killer app. Maybe we don't go there. Maybe we don't create an image, an image generation tool. Maybe we don't go after HeyGen or 11 Labs. They've created a lane, and we're focusing more on the content creation. So if I show you these things, please don't get confused and go, Mike, why are you showing us something? Are you telling us to go buy this? Didn't we buy Groove for this? No, we're still looking to build Groove.ai, but I don't want to not show you something. I think that would be unfair for you to not show you that. All right. Ultimate Content, you said, will Mike be answering some of the white label questions? That question has been asked, and I said we're going to be doing an update. That's not the purpose of this webinar. I'll just highlight you so you know what we're talking about. This is not a white label update live stream today. We're going to be doing one just for Groove.ai white label owners. This is for Groove.ai people today. All right, so it's just not the focus. The other thing is there was a question that somebody said, hey, Mike, I'm on the monthly for Groove.ai, but it's asking me for my API key, and I thought we were supposed to be getting credits included. Yeah, that's coming, as we said, the billing where we handle all of the AI and that billing, that's coming out in June, and we're already at the 28th of the month. So we're looking at first week to the 10th. So in the next week or two, you're going to be seeing that. All right, so let's move on to some more high level development here. And folks, remember, I did say if this stuff is a little bit too advanced, because now we're going into the open source. That was the last SaaS platform. As we go into the open source, if you say that this is a little bit over your head, I understand. You can get out. You can come watch the replay later. You might find this boring. But do me a favor in the chat. because I know you guys come on, you want to ask questions about everything in Groove, right? And sometimes we have State of the Groovians and we try to cover those things. Today is high-level automation. That's what we promised you. Just do me a favor in the chat, just put on a scale of 1 to 100 your interest in a video like this. When I do a Groovathon, if we're going to go out to 5 days, one of the days, are you interested in learning about high-level things that might be over your head? Put 100 in the chat, or a 0, or anywhere in between, because I need to know. I got to get my feedback from you. My thing is thinking some of you may like it, and if I find out that all of you are like, no, I'm really not interested in getting that deep into it, Mike. I'll listen to you. I'll listen. I don't want to assume that you like it. So Ultimate Content is interested in learning all of this stuff. Greg, Amy, Morgan, always interested in learning. You guys are going a little bit faster than I can go here. Let's get to Helen. Personal journey. She's 70, which is still pretty cool. Mr. Robertson, Nobi, 194. The coolest couple. We got to get you ranked for the coolest couple on the planet. All right. And so I appreciate that. Maybe the 70s are coming for the format that we're doing here. Maybe I could have this a little bit tighter the way we show it to you. But let's move on to another application here. This is called tasking.ai. It's basically OpenAI assistance, open source with any language model, not having to use OpenAI. So what we're about to take a look at right now is this, or I should say this. This assistance that we have created, why am I not seeing all of the assistants? Am I not logged in? I'm logged in. All right. So, oh, here. All of these assistants that we have is a framework, a platform built by OpenAI. They put a lot of things together for us. They put the ability for us to use LangChain and LangGraph to do knowledge bases, all built in. When you actually create an assistant, you'll see that they've created things like uploading files, code interpreter, having different models, but they're only tied to OpenAI. You could give it instructions, et cetera, right? We kind of know what these are. It's the same thing as in ChatGPT when you build an assistant, right? You create an assistant. This is the way you do it in ChatGPT. If you want to build it into your software platform like we did in Groove.ai, then we use the assistance builder here at platform.openai. But to create something like this, let's just close these. Create something like this that's not using OpenAI is complex. You have to go out and create an entire framework. And guess what? These guys did. And it's open source. And it's called tasking.ai, the developer-friendly cloud platform for building and running large language models for AI native applications. All right. So what that means is, again, you have a GitHub repo, and now with ChatGPT, and especially this thing here, I have the ChatGPT app here. And as I can see here, it is not the one that we're waiting for. Once I see the little thing that looks like a monitor here, that means it can see my screen. And then soon it'll be able to take over my keyboard. I'll just be able to say, do you see I'm at Tasking AI? Tell me how to, it'll see my screen. It'll say, yeah, first Mike, click the GitHub. Now do this. Do you have, and it'll just walk me through. And it actually did the other day. And as I said, I installed a complete full stack framework and then started having GitHub Copilot program it for me. So I wanted to see how far I can go and how close are we to the future where people like you and me will not need a team of developers, where we can actually have something like this and maybe one person on our team, and we have this little thing here that does that is basically writing the code based on our instructions. Today, the way it is, I have a developer, I look over his shoulder and I say, put that there, and I want it to do that when they click here. Imagine this becomes a developer. All right, so let's see if I have a video here for you. We don't, but let's go to Safari. And where is the Safari browser? All right. I'm just on another screen right now, tasking.ai. All right. Let's see. This is 19 minutes. This guy is an ad. This one here is 3 minutes. And that's tasking AI. So let's just take a quick look at this. Welcome to the future of AI. In this video, we did. All right, let's take a look. This looks like it. 3 minutes should be good. Commercial, skip ad, 3, 2, 1.
Tasking AI is an open source platform for AI native application development. It combines key modules such as model, retrieval, assistant, and tool into a unified ecosystem. In this video, you'll learn how to use the tasking.
So what he said, model, retrieval, assistant. So what is model? It means it doesn't have to be ChatGPT. You can build this. You can host this on your own servers. You could create your, you have to, I'm not sure if they're MIT license or Apache 2, or if you could take it and build your own SaaS with it. I believe you can, but it's something where you can put it onto your own server and build your own assistants that are running using Llama 3 through Grok or anything like that. Again, this is high level stuff, but for people that are like, oh man, I can literally create my own assistance platform. So that was number one, was model. Number two, it said knowledge. And knowledge is when you preload it with PDFs and train it on information so that I can respond back with that. So when we look at something like here at Groove.cm, this was trained with knowledge on Groove. So when you ask it, what is your current pricing? I gave it information on the current pricing. So it now gives you the pricing here. It doesn't tell you it's 99 or anything like that. So that means you can give an assistant knowledge. You can choose what model, so you're not tied to necessarily to OpenAI. And then it said assistant, which basically it's a specific agent meant to do a specific
AI
task.
console to create a helpful AI assistant. First off, we can start by creating a project to manage a customer support application for our demonstration. A project helps you keep your different applications organized and allows agents in the same project to share resources easily. Next, we need to configure AI models to enable the agent to engage in interactive dialogues with users. Tasking AI partners with various model providers to offer.
So there you go. It has different. It's built in with different models where you just put in your API.
Spectrum of capabilities. For our customer support assistant, we'll use OpenAI's GPT-4.
And again, sorry to keep doing this. The important thing here is this is not a SaaS. This is open source. This is WordPress. Like, you install this on your own servers.
Turbo chat completion model for generating conversational responses and Cohere's text embedding model for the retrieval augmented generation process. A retrieval collection is a database from which the AI agent can draw useful information to enhance its response. We'll create a service handbook collection with detailed product information. The embedding model transforms text segments into vector representations, facilitating an efficient semantic search capability. This allows the agent to retrieve pertinent information from our proprietary dataset when needed swiftly. Upon creating the collection and populating it with relevant records, our assistant can integrate with the resource and enable it to offer extensive support based on our proprietary dataset. Assistants often need to interact with external resources to perform certain jobs. In Tasking AI, we define these interactions using OpenAPI schema formats in the tools section.
So I'm going to skip a little bit ahead here. I've given you the resource. Basically, you're seeing you could add functions. You could do everything that you can with assistants. This stuff can get boring real quick. My job is to basically tell you that this OpenAI, this open source platform exists for you to build your own GPT style assistants that are not linked to ChatGPT. And I'm just waiting for my assistants to show up here. Come on. There they are. So all of these GPTs that you can create at ChatGPT. Come on, explore GPTs. ChatGPT is a little slow today. I'm clicking here and it's not. Let's go here. Oh, there, finally loaded. So these are GPTs right there at ChatGPT. And then I showed you that OpenAI has it. So if you wanted to have your own platform that does it, you can. Moving on. This is make.com, okay? I want to just give you my take on make.com. Do me a favor, in the chat, put a 0 if you've never heard of make.com. And if you're familiar with it to the point that you have an account and you're using it, put a 10 and then any number in between. So a 2 means you have a brief understanding of it, but you haven't even watched the video. So I'm just curious what you guys know about make.com. Wow, Cameron Bailey Senior says 0. What? Another 0. You guys have never heard of make.com. Interesting. I shouldn't say you guys. You two haven't.
I'm also a 0.
Really, Donna?
Really?
Well, have you heard of Integromat?
Yes.
Okay. Make.com, formerly Integromat. There you go.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So I probably should have said that for everybody. And Cameron, earlier you said 90 something as long as it pertains to Groove.AI. Yeah, everything we're talking about is where Groove.AI is heading. So let's talk about make.com here. Make.com to me is a 10 times better Zapier. But so what is the difference between make.com and Zapier? Well, and I'll just put my little pretty face here for you. Zapier is you have these expressions called no code, low code, and then developer, which is full code. Zapier is at the other end of the spectrum of no code, right? Meaning I just want that when this happens, that it sends a text message to this customer. It allows 2 different apps to talk together and create zaps. They can daisy chain. If this happens, then send this text message, then send a welcome email, and then send a voice recording. But when you start saying, if this happens or this happens, and you start creating a complicated workflow, they don't even have a user interface to handle something like that. Nowhere near make.com. So Zapier is no code. Make.com is no code with the ability to do low code. And that means you can actually paste in functions and things like that. So let's scroll down a little bit here and take a look at an example of what's going on here. So let's refresh the screen so that we get to watch this little image start from the Sorry, guys. I refreshed the StreamYard screen. Got to put my screen back here. Luckily, I was able to get back in pretty quick. All right. Donna, thumbs up if you're hearing me. All right. Sorry, guys. I hit refresh like that, and apparently I was in a StreamYard. All right. So here we are. Services request for. So if somebody filled out a form at your website, then notify the team. New lead. Okay, this could have went to Slack. This looks like it's Slack. You could tell by the reactions, right? So let's see what's happening. Create a record in your database or at airtable.com and send an email. Quote has been emailed to John. This is a very, very simple version. To do something like this in Zapier, not quite as easy. So let's see it in action. Let's open up Safari. Guys, I love Zapier. Donna, do you remember when we had Sean Vossler on and he was showing us all the stuff? That was make.com. He is in love with make.com. All right, so let's go down here and click on See It in Action.
Welcome to Make. Make is a digital workplace where anyone can bring their ideas to life. Are you an entrepreneur who aspires to launch a tech-first business, a startup needing to save time and resources with automation, or even a global enterprise looking to manage your cloud applications and workflows from a single platform? Make's visual platform lets you build anything you can imagine, from simple workflows to entire business processes. Start by choosing your trigger, connect apps and tools in a unique drag-and-drop interface, and create basic or complex solutions using decision-based logic with no coding experience needed. Need to share data or workflows across departments? No problem. With Make, you can remove technical silos by creating shared workspaces and assigning your roles and projects to empower cross-functional work groups between sales, marketing, HR, finance, and IT. Not sure where to start? We've got you covered. With thousands of templates to choose from, makers can pick from the most common apps and build workflows in minutes. And guess what? Pricing starts from zero, meaning anyone from any team, business, or background can start building today. Make work the way you imagine.
All right, let's take a look now, a quick walkthrough of a video here of a workflow with Make.com. In 3, 2, 1.
In this Make.com tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make this that uses a
Follow this guy, AI Andy. He's awesome.
ChatGPT AI automation. All you need to do is click play. It gets the top tweets from any creator.
The other thing with Make.com is you can share these workflows with people, and they have a workflow marketplace with hundreds of these pre-built things. So when you watch a YouTube video like this, the guy will say something like, and I've included this workflow for you to download. It's like a share funnel. And so you can just get the exact workflows that other people have created off the shelf. And then you just switch out your APIs.
It into a Google Sheet with the top tweets from AI automation. All you need to do is click play. It gets the top tweets from any creator, puts it into a Google Sheet with the views, likes, the original tweet, as well as a ChatGPT written tweet. So you can get hundreds of content ideas in minutes. I'll show you everything step by step, even if you haven't used Make.com before. But this may be one of the most powerful automation. And you might think...
Skip forward here. So when you click plus, you can see it integrates with everything there is in the world.
We're going to write Twitter here, and then we're going to add...
And even open source platforms. So some of the things that I'm going to be showing you today, like N8N, if you've even installed your own open source, you can connect to other open source platforms.
Twitter modules, but actually...
And you can see he typed in Twitter here, so it does a filter and finds the pre-made hooks that it has.
You have to pay $100 per month API cost to do what we're going to do. But
so what he's saying is there are SaaS companies out there that charge you $100 per month to do an automation that he's going to create just with OpenAI.
There is a workaround. So instead, we're going to search for apps.
So I'm just going to go till we can see the interface a little bit better. And so you get an idea of what it looks like when you're building something.
Via steps, this should be pretty easy. Just click on add a connection here.
So he gave it a name.
In. It's super easy. Then when you have the tasks here, you can see we have the tweet range. We're going to select it, items. Click on it. Just click on the data.
So as you see here, like this is where you can get different things from Google Sheets. It's a little bit more low code, but there's pre-made ones of these, and you watch a video, you basically sign into Google and everything is all set. This is where he's connecting it to OpenAI.
Here, just select the role as user.
And you could learn more just by looking up videos at Make.com. I probably took one that's a little bit too complicated. Let's just do real quick. Make.com tutorial. Let's do for beginners. This is probably more like what I should have showed you. So let's look
hey guys,
at this.
In this tutorial, I'll be showing you how to make workflow automations using Make.com. This is the
okay. So let's go
and then
forward.
Click Get Started. It's now going
This
to
is
be
a lot easier to understand.
And before we get into building our own workflows, let's take a look at the templates that are available.
Templates.
These are pre-made workflows that you can use as they are, or customize them to fit your needs. So from the sidebar on the left, click Templates. And you can see here, there are a lot of templates that you can choose.
So they have a whole library of templates for you where you could search up here by name.
From. So let's just scroll through and take a look and pick one to use. So let's go for this Gmail one here. So we click on that and we're going to click Create New Scenario from this template. So over here, we've got Gmail, and that's the trigger for this workflow. You can see when we click on this that you need to create a connection up here. So you're going to need to connect your Gmail account that you want to collect the emails from. And then you've got a few options. So you can choose whether to mark the emails as read once they've been fetched. And you can also choose the maximum number of results. And you can see next to this trigger, we've got a clock. So let's just quickly look at that. And this is going to show you how often the scenario is going to run. So at the moment, it's set to regular intervals of every 15 minutes. You can change this. You can do it every day. Certain days.
Let's go forward a little bit.
So again, you'll have to connect the account up here. And then again,
all right, we kind of get it. You're connected to Gmail. Let's see what's next.
in the middle of the screen.
Are you interested in starting your own faceless YouTube automation channel, but all people
No.
do is tell you to go to
I think I'm just going
Fiverr
to
and
log into
Upwork?
my personal
And we're
account.
going to click that to add our trigger. That's going to bring up a huge list of apps that can be used that you can either scroll through to find what you're looking for or use the search bar at the bottom. So let's look for Google Calendar. And when we select that, and then we can choose that we want the workflow to watch the events and trigger when an event is created, updated, deleted, or started. So we're going to click on that. And then just like with the template, you're going to have to connect your Google account for the calendar that you want to use.
Okay, we kind of
And
get
when
that.
that's done, you're going to be able to select which calendar you
You
want to
select
use.
which calendar, we get
And then-
that.
And then you've got your queries, so search for events
Okay.
containing specific text, and then limit.
All right,
So let's
after we
select
set up the
Google Sheets as
calendar,
our new module.
now
And then
you're
we'll
saying
click
that
add
you
a
want
row,
to send
and then
it
again,
to
you're
a
going to need to
Google
connect your
Sheet.
Google account, and then set up a method to find the sheet you want to use. So select by path, select from all, or enter manually. Let's just select from all. If you know the name of the spreadsheet, you can enter it here. But if you click OK, it's just going to bring you all the spreadsheets.
All right, so you
saved,
find
and
the
then you can
spreadsheet
click
in
on
your account,
the
yada, yada,
content that
yada.
you want to be added. Then you can choose whether to insert a row unformatted or not, and then you're going to click OK. And then we'll set up our filter. As I said before, we only want events that contain the word meeting to be added to the sheet. So we set up a filter by clicking on the wrench icon and clicking Set Up Filter.
Okay,
Conditions, it's gonna
we
bring
kind
up
of
all
get
different
it.
types of
So
conditions that
she
are
can
available.
now create a filter, and now you can have a Google Sheet that shows you all of your calendars that you can do whatever you need with it if there was only a meeting, which is pretty interesting. Sometimes you got a lot of stuff on your calendar, but you only want to know about what meetings you have today, and then you can have that send you a text message that says here are your meetings for today because there's 7 other things on your calendar. I got a lot of stuff to go through, guys. Make.com is make.com. It is so impressive what you can do with it. Let me just open up another browser tab. Hold on just a minute. I'm just going to use this to talk with you guys. Because I can draw diagrams a little bit easier here. So let's create let's see. Got it. All right. Trying to see how to create a new one. Let's just leave that out. I'll just talk to you here. So what we got to understand is where we're coming from and where we're going. So where we came from was called deterministic, right? It meant that we had things like ActiveCampaign, Infusionsoft, Groove automations, all these different things said, if this happens, then do this. And where we're going now is the ability to not only take that conditional logic, but have dynamic responses, because you have dynamic inputs and you can have dynamic outputs. So where things are going now is workflows are saying that if the customer says this, then have the AI respond with something like this. And so that's some of the things we're going to show you now. Make.com first was just completely deterministic, like something like ActiveCampaign. If this happens, that happens. Send out this exact email with this exact text. We're getting to the point now where we can integrate OpenAI into that workflow and then take the email that came from your Gmail or the text message or a message that was left on a voicemail, transcribe it, and then say, okay, if it says wants a refund or wants to do a partnership or looking to hire you to speak on stage, all these different things can then go out and then have a personalized email automatically go out to those people. So again, that's just one particular advantage example. Let's move on now to BuildShip. Let's take a look here. All right. So BuildShip is definitely low code, right? So it's a great way to create API endpoints. It's kind of like one step up above Make.com. It has integrations with everybody. So let's just actually refresh this page and just watch this little thing here. So you can it uses AI to write the code for you. So it's low code, but it writes all the code. So I'm going to refresh that. So take a look at what's happening. I wish I could pause this. I need a node that detects objects in an image using Google Cloud Vision API. So you click generate and see what's happening right here where my cursor is. It wrote the code for you. So it's still low code, but it uses AI to literally say, I need to scrape a web page. Great. It'll actually write that code for you and put it into the back of the node. So let's see. Here's one. I need a node to perform OpenAI. I need to generate an image using Stable Diffusion, and it'll write all of this stuff for you. If you're somebody that is familiar a little bit with a little bit of code, like the type of people that knows how to do a cron job in WordPress, and knows a little HTML and CSS and that type of stuff, and that code is the back end of stuff, you can just ask the AI to do it and it'll write it for you. You need to have that little developer brain to know that there's things that exist over at Hugging Face and Discord, and that you can connect all of these things. So what we're going to do is we're going to just take a quick peek at one of these videos right here, just so we understand what it is. Do that in Safari.
Is a low-code visual. BuildShip is a low-code visual backend building platform that lets you create APIs, schedule jobs, backend tasks easily and instantly right from the browser.
So guys, when you hear backend jobs or APIs, that's the technical term for Zapier and Make.com, right? You're basically saying this is a job that happens in the back end. If this happens, send this text email. So don't worry, because BuildShip is talking more to developers. So they're using words like webhooks, APIs, endpoints, back-end jobs. At the end of the day, that's exactly what Zapier is. It's just an interface that does that. So BuildShip is an interface that does this, but it's even more powerful because Zapier and Make.com can only do things that are pre-made in their dropdown. This allows you to say, hey, I want to do something, and it's not at Make.com, it's not at Zapier. You just type in a prompt that says, I want to scrape this web page every 10 minutes. It writes the prompt for you. So this is like Make.com. This is the type of stuff that everybody that I know that has developers in their company, and I would say something like, how are you doing that? And they would say, oh, dude, we scraped the web. We wrote something custom. And I would say, how long did it take you to do that? And it took us several months to do that. We got some really good guys that are technical. I don't even know how it works. That's the type of conversations we have sometimes where I get very impressed. Those days are gone because of something like BuildShip. BuildShip, anybody that has, again, a low-code understanding, no code to low-code, but knows how these things work, can come in here and just tell it what it wants, and it creates the webhook, and then you just put it into Groove.AI where it says add webhook after a sale is made.
Let's see how. Once you sign into BuildShip, you will get a project in which you can start creating your workflows. First, you simply add a trigger. This is the starting point for your workflow. It can be an API call, a scheduled job, and many more that are coming. Also, you can start with one of these templates that we have for the most common use cases.
Again, I want to break this down for you guys like slow. When she says add a trigger, it could be an API call. So what does that mean? That means that when you're in Groove, I'm going to have to log in, I believe. Or any platform where you say, this happens. All right, so let's just go into this demo funnel. So we are saying that fulfillment, right? We say add this group membership, here's an integration, but here is a webhook. So we would just click add a webhook, and we're going to add that webhook that we get from BuildShip. So we're basically saying when this happens, do this, right? So here's your webhook URL. So again, I'm trying to break down some of the words that she's using when she says when a trigger happens.
Let's say you want to build a meditation audio generation app. So let's click that, and you'll get a bunch of nodes where that you simply need to plug in the API key and you'll be good to go. Here we have an OpenAI text generation one where you just need to add your
OpenAI text generation basically means a ChatGPT
secret. Your secrets get stored securely in the Google Cloud Secret Manager. And once you add the key, you're ready to ship and immediately get this entire template for a specific use case deployed and ready to use in your apps. Now, instead of a template, if you want to start from scratch, let's see how that works. Create an API call, and we can use get, post, or any type of request. Let me give this a name, call this web scraper. So I'm going to do this where given a URL, I want to scrape all the contents of it. Now we have tons of nodes that are pre-built that you can use, or you can actually create one with AI by simply asking, given a URL, give me the scraped contents of the website in JSON format. So when you click generate, it creates a node for you. While that's happening, it takes about a few seconds. We can actually also explore some of the
And guys, sometimes when I press and hold the mouse, that's my way. It's an automatic 2x. So if you're hearing her go from 2x to 1x, it's because I'm pressing the mouse to go to 2x.
existing nodes that we have. So we have connectors to different databases, third-party tools, connectors to popular APIs. So for example, if you want to use something from the Replicate ecosystem, you can do so by selecting that and looking at some of the options that are available. You can also pop in any API key, NPM packages that you want to use, and AI generates a node for you. While we were talking, this node got generated. The good thing is none of this is a black box. You can actually go into the code of everything that got generated.
Okay, so this is the difference between make.com and this. As she just said, it's not a black box. This allows you to go into the code, and when you're done, not only do you get a webhook, it actually gives you all of the code that was generated to use this. So if you're a developer, you can just literally paste the code or the webhook in your
and
app.
tweak it and test it. Let me take the blog that we have recently written and add that as a URL and click test node. You can see that it came back with a response, which is basically all the contents from the website. So this node looks good to go. So we can actually go back here and continue building our workflow. Obviously, you don't want to hard code one blog. So what you can do is get the value from the incoming request, pass it to the next node, use the contents of this to pass it to the next node, and so on by using this context menu. Here you can see the incoming request has query, body, and headers. You can also use the expression
Trying to make sure we don't get
that is
too
available
far over the
here.
head. Let's
So
go
let
to
me
the end here.
So essentially, there's no limit to what you can build.
So what you
or
see here
do things in
is she's showing you is that you can branch. You can say, if this happens true, then send the node in this direction. Or if it's false, then else go in this direction. And so we'll just end it right over to here where she clicked ship, right? So the reason it's called build ship is because first you build and then you ship. And you ship by getting your endpoint.
Copy and start using in your front-end applications that you build, either with a no-code builder or a front-end framework like Next.js, React, and so on. Now, I can go here, use this endpoint, add the URL parameter, and copy over this blog key and paste that in. This is how you would actually call in your app. The response is here. You get the complete HTML. So
basically what she did is she just put the URL and it scraped the web, and whatever she needed to do with that data, it did. Put it into a Google Sheet or Airtable or anything that could then maybe you wanted to scrape LinkedIn to find certain people that have this type of profile, and if they do, then send out a private message or something like that. So that's build ship. I'm not going to go any further in there. This one, it starts getting into the more complex things, but again, for anybody that's interested, you'll never know if you have a developer where you can say to them, hey, there's something called build ship. We can do something like that with it. If this is for your developers, this is where I show this stuff to my developers. They go, holy cow, great. And then my team can move faster when we see different things like that. All right, so we're going to move now to Groove.AI Visualizer. I think what we first need to do is we need to explain what Groove.AI is. So let's do that. We've already gone over this with you guys. Am I in Safari? No, I'm not. So let me open up Safari. Okay, this is Safari. Yes. So YouTube, Groove.AI. Let's get a real basic overview on this is 32 minutes. This guy is 35 minutes. Let's see. I'm looking just for a quick short video here. And we'll just do this one here.
Piles of paperwork and no time for strategic HR? Let Bob clear up your to-do list. Say hi to Bob, the modern.
And before this starts,
is amazing.
Groove.AI is an open source framework remember that thing that we showed you before called Relevance? Relevance may be using Groove.AI in the background. Likely, my company is going to be using Groove.AI in the background, but what we need to do is we need to create a front-end user interface to use this because it's all with Python code, right? So this is an interface where developers can actually create teams of people that will do everything you saw over at Relevance, but it's made for developers and it doesn't have a user interface. So what I'm going to be showing you here is Groove.AI Visualizer is a front-end framework for this. So first you need to understand what Groove.AI is. So let's just see what introduction to Groove.AI. I think that's all we need to watch so you fully understand what it is.
This is amazing. Now we have a new framework which is similar to AutoGen. It can create agents and perform a task. The agents can work together to complete a task, as you can see in this image. It contains features such as role-based design.
So you have one person that's a copywriter, one person that does keyword research. You have one person that posts it on the blog. You have one person that checks to see if it has the FTC guidelines. There's a planner, there's a project manager, and they're all AI and they work together and they plan. And then you'll see here that it has tools so that you could connect it using any webhook, aka make.com or Zapier or Buildship, and so that it could actually talk to your blog and your WordPress and different things like that and do auto posting.
Autonomous inter-agent delegation, flexible task management, and process-driven. That's exactly what we're going to see today. Let's get started. Hi everyone, I'm really excited to show you about Groove.AI. We are going to create a research agent, a content writer agent, to research for AI trends and finally write an article based on that. I'm going to take you step by step on how to do this. But before that, I regularly create videos in regards to artificial intelligence on my YouTube channel. So do subscribe, click the bell icon. Stay tuned. Make sure you click the like button so that you can help others.
And let me give this guy a shout out here. His name is where's his name? Let me just find him here. His name is Mervin Praison, Praison. You know, I'm using his content, and it's very important that I don't just yada 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 when he's saying to follow. He deserves it.
Make sure you click the like button so that you can help others. As a first step, contact create Groove.AI Python equals 3.11 and then click enter. Next, contact activates Groove.AI.
So what is he doing right now? We don't care. He's showing us how to install Python. Groove.AI, right? So now he's defining the roles, and this is why I want to show you this is important. He's defining the roles here.
So we are initiating the search tool. Now we are going to define agents with roles and go.
I want to show you this because it's complicated, so that when you're like, Mike, why are you showing us how to do something inside of a code editor? Because what I want to show you is that people like me are like, this is exactly what I want, but I don't know how to do this code stuff. What I'm going to show you is this Groove.AI, this thing right here called Visualizer that actually is a user interface that does all of this for you. It's like a front end for you.
Here you're going to see whether this crew.
So he's defining the roles, like act like a lawyer, right? And all that type of stuff. So we get it. So then you assign the tasks agents here. Then you tell them who creating the crew, who's in charge, how do they talk, all that stuff. We get it. That's Groove.AI, and you can create virtual teams. All right, so we'll put you aside for a second. And now let's take a look at Groove.AI. You can get this over, it's open source. So you can download this code or have your developer add this right onto your computer for you. I was able to install it just by watching the video. So let's copy this. All right, come on. Is this the copy button? Copy link. And let's put this over here. And hopefully, the guy did a few videos. Hopefully this is one that explains it well.
This is why I stopped shopping on Amazon, and you should too. Don't spend another dime on Amazon until you watch this first.
2-minute, 33-second video. Pre-made cruise. All right, so it's a user interface, so you don't have to do all that stuff inside of a code editor. Pre-built tools. You can create tools and add more tools. But let's create a new one. Use the plus button. I'm going to go faster. The music will get a little more annoying. We're going to create a software engineer. The goal is a passionate software engineer who is interested in building and distinguishing projects. So again, guys, I'm excited about this because I can create a software engineer that knows how to install open source software. And it'll literally take over my computer and search the web. It'll download zips, go into the terminal, and then when it's done, it'll say, this Groove.AI Visualizer has been installed. So you can actually create these autonomous agents that run on your computer. So we gave him a goal, a passionate software engineer interested in building distinguishing software. A little bit more details here. You give him a backstory, him or her. Now, what tools can they have? Can they search Wikipedia, do a YouTube search? These are pre-built in tools. And this guy has a community where other people are adding tools that you can install, or you can even create your own tools by clicking Add Tool. All right, you get it? Allow delegation. So delegation means you're letting the planner, the AI planner, take over and he delegates. If you don't allow delegation, then what it's going to do, it's going to stop and it waits for a user input. So in the industry, we call that a user proxy, meaning the AI takes over for you and it's fully autonomous. Okay. Smart agent now created. There's your software engineer. Let's see. Move on here a little bit more. So a team is different than a mission. So he built a team. A mission is basically something that you now want to create. So now he's saying go out, create a game like, Atari Pong, and then it's going to say, cool, which team do you want to use? It'll be the software development team, and now it'll go out and it'll create whatever you ask. So I'm not going to go too much further here, but you're seeing it shows everything happening in the background. But the beautiful thing is this is a user interface for Groove.AI. Let's see it in action here. Just see. There's other videos at the page where the guy walks you through it. I wanted to give you this simple one here. Sorry, don't want to talk over the music. I wanted to show you this simple one here. It's just Groove.AI visualizer. If you go to this guy's channel, he has much more videos on the topic, and it's a pretty cool app. I like it. All right, so moving on this is called OpenUI. All right, OpenUI, explore the future of UI development with OpenAI. It's an open source platform that transforms your front end designs descriptions into fully functional code within sections, perfect for developers. Let me just see here. So I honestly don't remember what this was. We're going to find out in 1 second.
Build me a sign up form. Name, email, password, sign up. All with.
I'm in Chrome. Shame on me. Hold on. Let me put that in Safari. I apologize, guys. I know exactly what this is. All right. And again, these are the things that I look up because I'm like, hey, I might actually build this with Groove, or we'll just use the API with Vercel. Okay. So remember the other day.
I'll beat your Facebook ads ROAS using YouTube ads, or match it at the very least in less than 90 days, or
build me a sign up form.
So remember the other day I showed you this. v0.dev. V0, not VO. v0.dev. It's by Vercel, and it's a front end. So if I say, just like he did, build me a sign up form for my direct response website. Right. And I click go. And this will automatically use text to prompt to create the code for me. And there we go. And it gives me 3 different versions, version 1, version 2. Let's see, this has the agree to sign up. This one doesn't. This one does. This one that doesn't, I can simply say, click here, click edit, or I can just, I don't want to iterate on that button. Let's go to this full div here. I can say, I think you just iterate. Let me go like this. Please put a we respect underneath, or a tick box for TOS, something like that, right? But basically what it does, it'll make sure that that's automatically there. It's called text to UI. And there you go. I've read the terms of service. We respect your privacy. And so it iterated. And then when you can change the colors, the themes, all those different types of things, because it's using Tailwind and ShadCN. You've got different views that you can see. You can check it out in a full screen. And when you want the code, you just get the code. And this is really, really great for what's coming soon with text to UI. If you missed it the other day, we said this will be the future of landing page builders. You're going to be able to, we're going to have pre-made blocks that were made like this, but then you could come in and literally just click on something like this and say, make the button blue and bounce on hover. And so now it'll reiterate it, or iterate on that version. And so now we're going to see, it made it bounce. Maybe I didn't say make it blue, but it's bouncing on hover. All right, you get it? So this was V0. I'm not going to demo it because we went over it the other day. But this platform right here on GitHub is called OpenUI, and it's an open source version of V0. So if you want to build a SaaS company around this, or add this to Groove pages, if you own Groove, or you follow what I mean, or if you just want to have your own thing, this right here is that. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring this video on, and it's a short video. We'll watch it from here.
Name, email, build me a sign up form. Name, email, password, sign up, all within less than 8 seconds. Very impressive. This is a new project called OpenUI, where you could just describe the front end that you want and it builds it automatically. It is completely open source, really, really impressive. Check this out. So build me a sign up form, and it starts building dynamically. There it goes. Name, email, password, sign up, all within less than 8 seconds. Very impressive. But that's not it. Let's say we want something else. I'm going to go ahead and click this button. I'm going to hover over this, and I'm going to say, split this into separate first name and last name fields. And there we go. We have first name now, last name, email, and password. It is that simple. I'm going to show you how to install this. Then I'm going to show you how to use it because it has a ton of awesome features. So let's get into it. All right, this is the project, OpenUI, and I'll drop a link to the repository in the description below. It has 6,500 stars on GitHub. So a couple cool things about this. One, it is very easy to install. I did not run into a single issue while installing it. Two, it's completely open source. And not only that, but you can power it with local open source models with Ollama. So very easy to use, completely open source and free if you're using Ollama. It also has a Docker image, which makes it even easier. But to be honest, I didn't even need it. All right, the first thing we're going to do is clone the repository. And to get this URL,
okay, sorry guys. I stepped away for a little bio break, and I heard he was talking about the installation, and we don't need to watch the boring start about installation. Let's just get to the point where it's installed. All right, here we go. So you've installed it.
Done. It works perfectly. So we're going to grab this URL right here, copy it, and then open it up in a new window. And interestingly, it saved the history of my previous creations right here somehow. So not sure how it did that. It's probably just being cached somewhere. But that's it. So we have a lot of different options that we can go through now. So first, let me just create a very simple front end application. And this is all for front end. It doesn't build the back end for you, but there are plenty of projects that can do that. So I'm going to say, build me a login form. I hit enter, and it starts to build the code, which you can see right there. And you can actually see the front end being built in real time right there. So there it is. It's very simple, but that's all we need. So we have username, password, sign in. Now, if you click this little button right here, we can select any element on the page and specifically comment on it for changes that we want. So for example, I'll click this area and I'll say, change this to be email instead of username, and then hit enter. And then it's going to rebuild it with that change. All right. And there we go. And now I'm realizing one thing we're missing is if somebody needs to sign up, but they don't already have an account. So let's do that. Add a sign up button for people who don't already have an account. Okay. And it's rebuilding once again, sign in, forgot password. And there's the sign up button. How easy is this? This is so cool. All right. So we also have the ability to see it in different views. So we have the desktop.
Mike, you're muted. Mike, you're muted.
Oops, sorry. Thank you. you know, sometimes I take a sip of the water and I hit mute. It's a permanent mute. What I was saying is this guy's name is Matthew Berman. Please follow him on YouTube. I follow him. He's friends with Matt Wolf. They've been on a podcast together. This is where I get my information, the latest stuff. You know, they put out a new video per day. They show you how to install it. They give you a walkthrough. And now, like I said, with the use of AI, you could literally just put the URL and say, help me walk through this. I'm a complete beginner. Give it to a 90-year-old grandmother to install, and it walks you right through it.
View. We also have the iPad view, and then we have the mobile view. Now, this is obviously not very responsive, and I haven't tested this, so let's see if it works. I'll just say make this responsive. Okay, so it's definitely looking different. Maybe it's taking up the size of the window now. So beautiful form. Then I click the tablet view. It did seem to change size, and there's the mobile view, and again, it changed size. So all I said was make this responsive, and it works perfectly. Now, it does have a toggle light mode, dark mode, which is nice. I'm not going to click it though because I don't want to shine the bright light on your screen right now. You can also view the chat history and all the changes step by step, which is so cool. Then we also have different options. We have HTML and JSX, but you can also convert it to anything else you want, such as React. So let's just convert it.
Convert it to React.
That's
and
really,
there it is.
really
now
important.
the code's in React. And so you can actually convert it to all of these different front-end frameworks, and I'm sure they'll be adding more soon. They have a share button right here. They have a download button, so you can download the file, and then you can also copy it right there. Now
Okay.
if we click into the settings right
think we
here, we
get
can
it.
see a few settings. By the way, everything I've been doing is GPT 3.5 Turbo, not even GPT-4. So it is really efficient and really high quality, even without the most cutting edge
Interesting.
model. So if you click that,
Cool.
you have two options, GPT 3.5 and GPT-4, as well as Olama. So all I had to do was have Olama.
If you don't understand what Olama means, that means you don't have to go to an external API. You can actually put Llama 3 by Facebook onto your own computer. And so now you're actually running it off a local language model rather than an external where you pay for an API.
I'm up and running.
So
It'll
let's
read
just
which model.
skip that a little bit.
Change this. So I'm going to click this little button right here, click over here. So change this to a microphone icon and a camera icon. So it got that part wrong, but that's okay. Let's just see. All right,
Okay,
so
I
that
think
time it
we
did
get
not
it.
actually change it. Interesting.
It's text to UI, right? So this is called OpenAI. It's an open source version of V0, and you can check the license on it. Let me just see here. Let's see if we can find this. What license they have here? It's an Apache 2.0 license. That's a pretty decent license. You just want to, like for me, like when I go and I look up this type of stuff, I have to look and see here. But what I can do, right, is I can just do something like this. And I can go to ChatGPT. And this is usually what I'll do, right? And I'll just go like this. Here is a license. Can I use this in my platform Groove.AI, unbranded, aka white label, and not give and not violate the terms of this license. Because we'll find out if there's any fine print. Yes, you can use this license, including blah, 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 blah. And then it would go all the way through. And then I would say, and I do not have to disclose or share profits. You go. That's the Apache 2.0 license. So you guys kind of understand the way things work here at Groove. We will always take a look at a solution and we're like, hey, you know, we are using, you know, we have our own built-in editor here. And now we might want to add something where you click on a button like this. And in the editor, we have something right here that's like change with AI, right? Old school, right? And I'll have a little prompt right here that I says, make the button bounce. Now I can send a call using V0 API, and I could pay for that, and they do a really good job. Or we can install this open source software called OpenUI right into Groove, and we always have to look, what is the license of this open source? You're going to see as we start going down, some of these open source platforms don't let you do it, or some of them say, hey, we might be open to it. You have to call us first. All right, so this next one here is called Open Web UI. It's so it's open source Apache, allows you to basically have your own ChatGPT, but better. I wrote this here, that runs on any language. Open Web UI is a versatile platform serving both, blah, 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 blah. All right. So why do I look at this? Because when I look at Groove.Ai, let's log in. Beep, beep, beep. Okay, our chat looks like this, right? It matches our interface, but then when you go into a chat, it looks like this. This is our user interface. We have these settings here, which other people don't. And we also have a document editor, which other people don't. So we have the 3-column pane for better collaboration. But when I see something like this, so here's the website for it. Let's just go there. Do I have the wrong website? Open Web UI. Let's see. Seems like it's them. So I'm clicking it. Let's try this in another browser. Oh, it finally opened. Okay, Open Web UI. It's why don't they show more here? I guess we'll just have to watch the video. I'm surprised they don't. Interesting. That is it, right? Open Web UI. Sorry, guys. I just want to make sure that we're literally talking about the same exact thing because it's getting locked up in the redirect. Let's go to their documents. Okay, that opened. And here's the GitHub repo where you would download it. All right, yeah, that's Open Web UI. Let's watch some videos that explain what it is. Let me close some of these other tabs here. That's the GitHub where you would download it. Basically what I did in this is I put the resources, but let's watch it and we'll get a better understanding. And then I'll explain why I booked this as a resource. I'm trying to open up my Safari. Come on, there we go.
This AI tool will take your idea and create a complete book, complete with design, images.
This is an ad. Here we go.
Hi, I'm Matt. One of the unique aspects of Ollama is its dual nature as both an end-user tool and a developer tool with an API endpoint. This allows developers to program against it. In fact, the GitHub repo homepage lists numerous community integrations, including desktop and web tools, over 30 or 40.
I'm going to skip here and let's go right into here.
So when you first bring up the tool, you're asked to log in.
Okay, so just so you know, guys, this looks like you're logging in at a SaaS app. But if you're noticing up here, it says local host. So it actually installs a SaaS that runs on your computer. So it looks like it still wants you to log in. I think he even complains that he doesn't like that because it's like, hey, if it's open source. But you can also install this on a server. So let's see what it looks like once he logs in.
I hate it when tools do this. If something's running locally, don't make me sign in. If you want to provide this layer as an option for those who want to host it, great. But make it an option. In this UI, we have a few different sections. Front and center is the chat window.
So first, what are we looking at? We're looking at a ChatGPT clone, but it's called Open Web UI. So the whole point of this is that there is an open source version of ChatGPT that does everything ChatGPT does, plus more, which you're going to see here, like pre-made prompts, storing your documents, all these different things, has all of your history. It has multi-tenancy so that you can have multiple users on it, like AKA running a ChatGPT service. And you can use any language model in the back end. So there are some things that this does, which makes its chat interface really, really cool. And I was like, hey, you know, if we install this into Groove and our chat worked like Groove, but we also had these pre-built in prompts, and we also add our systems, and on the right side over here, we put our document editor, then we've stepped up our game with just our chat. So let's let this play out.
Bottom, we can enter a message and press enter, and then see the results in the main window. Right up at the top, we can choose a model. Now, this is a pretty critical step, so I wish it wasn't as visually hidden. On the left, we see a...
So all he's saying is that this is so cool that at any time you could change the model, even mid-conversation. And he's saying that it's hidden in this little drop-down, and they should make it a little bit more obvious.
For a new chat. And then curiously, sections for model files and prompts. I'll come back to those later. And then there's documents. And then below that is a list of chats you've had, along with a search box for searching those chats. Let's ask a question. Why is the sky?
And notice search for your chats. Okay.
Blue. This is my go-to question. And my model is set to Phi 3, which is a tiny model that is performing beautifully for so many use cases. Pretty quickly, we get a pretty amazing response. But I'm already getting ahead of myself a little bit. Let's go back to the webpage and try to figure out how to get this thing installed. We can go to Olama.com.
Okay, guys, we're going to skip all of that, right? That's the beautiful thing about these guys. Let's give this guy a little love. His name is Matt Williams. Look him up. I gave you the URL to this video there already. He shows you how to install it, and you can. We got to look at the license, right, to find out if you could run a SaaS company with this or if this is only for personal use. And I could do that later. But I believe it's
everyone loves Docker. Some people don't like it for whatever reason. They might have.
Okay,
you're dropped into the UI. Name, an email, and a password, and click create. Now you're dropped into the UI. The first thing you probably want to do is set the model to use. Come up here to this drop down and type in the name of the model you want. I have a lot of models available to me because I've downloaded and created so many. Here I've chosen Llama 3, and now you can add a question. Let's go to settings, which you can find up top here or down in the bottom corner at your name. Under general, we can set a theme and language, but then there's a system prompt. I'm not really sure why anyone would want to.
Yeah, system prompt's old. But as you can see, this looks very similar to ChatGPT. Look at that. It has audio, images, different things like that as well.
What I assume to be a global system prompt. Does this get overridden on those models? Because the system prompt is set in the model. And there's no way to find out without digging around some docs. And then it looks like we can set some more default parameters, which you really want to be different for each model.
Let's skip
Next
around.
is connections. Oh, that's a little strange. In the most inefficient way. And then you can do
this
some,
is all settings.
which language
let's get
you
back
speak,
to
where we can
here.
choose a model. There's this drop down, but there's also this plus sign. So if I click this, I can add a second model, and a third, and a fourth, and so on. So what happens now? Well, ask a question and you shall see.
You'll get four
Why
separate
is the
outputs.
sky blue? We wait for it to respond, and we can read the answer. Take a look at the top. I set it to use Phi 3 and Llama 3. And so now at the bottom, I see it showing 2 of 2. Click the arrow. It's now showing me the output.
So if you're like, hey, I don't know if Claude Anthropic is better or Google Gemini or ChatGPT or Llama 3. So, I'm going to, or Mistral. And this will allow you to start seeing, side by side, which one of these is better. And then if you like one, you're like, hey, this one seems for physics to be better, but for direct response, this one's better. And then it's a great way to split test views all with the same prompt.
Of the other model. So now you have a way of configuring multiple models, and it's going to ask the same question to each. But there's no magic here. It's going to take longer to ask more models. But
you'll also see things.
It becomes a bit easier to find the right,
like read it to me, copy to clipboard, different things like that is built in
for you. There's also a thumbs up and thumbs down button here. The README seems to refer to some ability to use this to make something better, but there's no info on where that data is going. I couldn't find any way to get the info out. I looked at the SQLite DB that the app creates, and nothing seems to have been added.
So let's move on.
New prompt. Here you can add.
Guys, this I like right here. Check this out. So let's go right back to the beginning. This will mean that you can have pre-stored prompts in here.
To prompts on the top left corner and click the plus sign to add a new prompt. Here you can add a phrase you want to use at the beginning of your prompt. Let's try summarize. Enter summarize for title, and it'll default to using the same thing for command. And then enter the prompt. Write a short summary of the following text. Click save and update.
Okay.
Now,
so I don't know if you've ever noticed, like with something like Skype, if you put a slash, all of these pre-made commands come up. Well, it's the same thing. Now that you've created a slash summarize, all you have to do is say slash summarize, and this prompt here that says write a short summary of the following.
Short summary of the following text. Click save and update. Now go to a new chat and type the slash key.
So you
press
just hit
enter
slash
to select summarize. Go grab.
And now you're seeing, because he only had one, but if he had more, then a whole library would come up. And as you start typing, it would filter them out.
Some text from somewhere and paste it in and press enter.
You can sell this $5 spatula on Amazon and compete with hundreds of other spatula sellers.
I
Or
promise you next time
you
I'm
can
logging
sell
on my personal account.
And we have summary. But we had to go through a few extra steps there. So go back to that prompt and add the word clipboard in double curly braces. Save and update, and let's go back to the chat. The text is still in our clipboard, so type slash summarize and enter. It has automatically taken what's in my clipboard and added that to the end of the prompt. Well, that's awesome.
That's
but
really
maybe
cool.
you want to summarize it differently depending on the age of the person you're going to share this with. Add for someone who is, and then age in square brackets, years old. Go to the chat and bring that up again. The text gets pasted in and age is highlighted, waiting for you to enter an age. You can add as many variables in square brackets as you like, and as many prompts as you like. Now, on that prompts page, there's also a link to discover a prompt, but it just takes you to the Open Web UI page. You can scroll down to find a list of prompts folks have shared, but it really should link you right to the right place. Even so, I didn't find that all that useful. I found the prompts tend to be super generic, and it's better to come up with your own. That said, the whole / command to bring up prompts is amazing, and it may be my favorite feature of the app. Now let's go back to the chat. Now press the pound key, or you may call it the hash key.
Okay,
Type
so if you put a hashtag
/
in front of a URL, it'll scrape the web for you.
Now you can ask any question about the content on that page. It doesn't seem to follow any links though. It's just what's on that page. So I can ask about my Patreon at patreon.com/technoevangelist, but asking about my employment status with Ollama results in a very generic answer. Back up on the top left is a section called Documents. Click on it and then the plus sign to add a document. You can add one document.
Okay, so it has RAG, R-A-G, retrieval augmented generation, which basically means talk to data, talk to PDF, talk to a knowledge base. Built in into the framework.
Unfortunately, you won't get any feedback until the process is done, but once the doc shows up, you can add tags to the document. Now you can come back to the chat and type the hash key again, and you'll be prompted to choose a document or a collection, which is the tags associated with your docs. It seems to do a pretty good job here. I wish there was some feedback, but maybe that'll come soon. There are some document settings, but they don't seem to make any impact.
All right, what else do we got?
I changed.
We're gonna move on. You could watch this video. You could talk to documents. That's it. All right. So this is basically your own ChatGPT. So let's do this here. Let's go to GitHub and look here and see, do they have anything about the license? It's an MIT license. No limitations, no warranty, commercial, modification, distribution, and private use. You can do anything you want with this, okay? So guys, I'm bringing you a little bit behind the scenes of how a developer thinks. Let me just bear with me 1 second. I'm going to go silent for 30 seconds, reading a memo from Donna here.
Oh, that's for later.
And I'm
Sorry.
reading it internally in my head.
Oh, that's for later. Sorry.
Okay, gotcha. All right, thank you, Donna. She's giving me an update on the YouTube account. All right, so what I was saying is, if you want to understand the thinking, of development companies with open source and why GitHub exists, is you can go out sometimes and say, hey, does this exist? They've already built everything for the document, talking to the document. You can pull these things into your user interface and then just reskin it to look like your user interface, but that's very easy because the backend already exists. So that's how we can rapid develop certain features and make our chat feature a little bit stronger and have pre-made prompts. And in the meantime, you folks, right, you get to say, hey, this is pretty cool. I'm a little techie. I'm just going to install this and have my own little version of this, because it's pretty cool, right? All right, so that was Open Web UI. I think that's pretty cool. I went over this with you guys. Vercel AI. This is v0.dev. I went over this with you guys the other day. I don't know why I have this twice. Oh, no. This is v0. This right here, I don't even know that I need to go over with you. It's called Vercel AI SDK. So Vercel has recently, and when I say recently, I mean just come out with this new thing here. Let's just watch. If it's interesting, even for half a second, we'll take a look at it. But this might just be from me. And we got to find Safari. Come on. Come on, Safari. Where are you? Safari browser. All right. I think I keep closing the window and then I have to restart.
What if you could dynamically generate React components using AI? We've been working on this with our product called V0, where you can give it some prompt like an e-commerce dashboard with a sidebar navigation and a list of orders, or even upload an image and have it generate components for you. So you can see we've got this dashboard. This
is Vercel, and this is a higher level above V0 that actually allows you to create dashboards with AI. But as you can see, this is a slightly different framework than V0.
Technology that we're calling generative UI. So let's take a look. I'm going to ask our chatbot, what is the price of Dogecoin right now? And we're going to get back this chart here that's actually interactive. I can scroll over and see the different prices. And maybe I want to buy 50 of these. I want 50 Dogecoins. Well, it's going to return back this interactive widget that I can play with.
All right, let me break this down real simple for you. What this means, this bridging React components to AI, basically means that you can. This is cool. That you can ask questions inside of a platform, and instead of it giving you an answer like your lifetime value, right? So let me
maybe I want to drag this and
make
change
this practical.
the number.
Pause. Okay, so let's go into Groove. Right. Let me just go into demo mode for a second when I go into the transaction so that you don't see the data. All right, we'll bring this back. We're in demo mode. Okay, so let's just say we have this data and I were to click on reports or something like that, right? And now you up until forever, you were always just limited to the drop downs and the reports that people gave you based on the filters of different products and things like that. Okay, what if this user interface looked like this? Just bring this down here like that. And what if your user interface had an input box right here that allowed you to talk to the data? Great, we already have that. That already exists. We're going to be building that stuff into Groove, where you might, type something in that says, what is the lifetime value of the product Groove.AI for 2023, right? And you would hit enter, and right now it'll give you text. It'll give you a text response, right? So if, just to give you an example, if we were in chat and I said something, let's assume this was the same thing. What is the average weather for Boca Raton? Right. So you see, I'm getting a text prompt, right? What they're basically saying is that you can also have the prompt look like a UI, right? It'll actually give you a prompt like this. So it's all going to make sense when I go back to that video now. We pull this video up. Imagine that inside of your application where I'm asking, and I'm not just getting a text response, but I'm getting responses that come back like this.
Of these, what, 50 Dogecoins? Well, it's going to return back this interactive widget that I can play with. So maybe I want to drag this and change the number of shares I want to buy. So maybe I actually want 347. I can hit.
And so you see that the widget will give you an answer, but it'll automatically have a slider that says last 7 days, last 30 days, last 90 days, and it'll hold that data to give you so that you can manipulate it right in the UI after the prompt.
Purchase, and it can send information back and say,
here's an e-commerce demo.
A ton of awesome examples in the community of folks building with this, and I want to show a couple of them now, and then some more later as well too. So Victor here has this awesome demo. I'll display it here, where it's a storefront that you can talk with. So they want to get some wiper blades for their Cybertruck, and it can actually render out these dynamic card components where you can learn more about it. You can pick the brand, you can pick the model, you can add it to the cart, and then on the right you see this is actually interacting.
So what we're
with
doing, we're getting chat with UI, right? So you're going to be able to now have your customers, if you want to do that with a shopping cart type of stuff, where not only are they getting a text response, but it's going to pull your data and automatically put it into a user interface for people to interact with. So again, we're going to get off of that. This is more development stuff. I'm probably now getting to the point where I'm boring you a little bit, but this is cool stuff that I'm keeping my eye on. All right, so Open Devon. This right here, if we go to YouTube, and we go to Devon, actually, we can just do this here. Let's go to, I forget the name of the company. Cognition Labs. And let's watch this short demo. Is this the short one? Yeah, 150. All right, we're in Safari. We'll go full screen. And let's play this here. And this will give you an understanding of what Devon is.
Hey, I'm Scott from Cognition.AI, and today I'm really excited to introduce you to Devin, the first AI software engineer. Let me show you an example of Devin in action.
Totally excited about Devin.
I'm going to ask Devin to benchmark the performance of Llama on a couple of different API providers. From now on, Devin is in the driver's seat. First, Devin makes a step-by-step plan of how to tackle the problem. After that, it builds the whole project using all the same tools that a human software engineer would use. Devin has its own command line, its own code editor.
Command line basically means that it has access to the root of the computer, which is what every developer needs. A code editor is where you write the code. The browser is where you actually see if it's working. And then a chat interface where you're talking to the autonomous developer that's working on your computer, and you're building a software simply by talking to this little AI guy right here.
And even its own browser. In this case, Devin decides to use the browser to pull up API documentation so that it can read up and learn how to plug into each of these APIs. Here, Devin runs to an unexpected error.
Trying to speed it up. Oh, I'm not at YouTube.
Devin actually decides to add a debugging print statement. Reruns the code with the debugging print statement, and then uses the error in the logs to figure out how to fix the bug. Finally, Devin decides to build and deploy a website with full styling as the visualization. You can see the website here. All of this is possible today because of the advancements that we've made in both reasoning and long-term planning. It's a really hard problem, and we've only just started, but we're super excited about the progress that we've made so far. In the meantime, if you'd like to try out Devin on your own real-world tasks, send us a request below, and we'd be happy to forward it to Devin.
All right, so these guys here at Cognition Labs have created a software, lots of different demos on their website showing basically how this thing is just blowing me away. You're having a conversation and it's building it for you. Now, they're a SaaS company that you can only get on a waiting list. I don't know anybody that has access yet. They were literally at the Microsoft event. They were brought up on stage. Guarantee Microsoft is going to be buying them and integrating this in Microsoft GitHub Copilot. Things are changing. That's why the head of NVIDIA said that there'll be no more developers anymore the way we know it. We will all become developers. We'll all be able to just talk and have something developed. So I'm excited. I can't wait for this to come out, but it's a waiting list. So what is this? This is Open Devin. It's an open source Devin. So you can, if you want to start having a computer program for you, there is a version of this thing right now over here at Open Devin. So let's see it in action. Let's go to Safari. I'm going to have to do something that says do not close Safari. I don't know why I keep
Es
closing the
difícil
browser
encontrar
down.
buena comida cuando andas en el corre-corre. Por eso, Pollo Tropical tiene delicioso chicken.
Remember
guess
Open
YouTube
Devin?
thinks I'm
It's
Spanish.
an open source alternative to Devin. Open Devin is an AI software engineer that is capable of solving and generating complex code where you can build out full apps. Now, the creators of Open Devin have built this open source framework for software development agents. And this is to allow them so that users can access the best of the best agents in a fully open source framework. And
So what you're seeing, let's just say here, fully open source framework. You can download this, put this on your own website, but it's not really going to work well there because you really want to work it on your computer. So it has access to your terminal and a browser. So you can see the other one did it in a grid. This one does it in tabs. It's open source. So if you want something like this and you're a little techie and you want to start writing code, a lot easier, better, more autonomously than something like GitHub Copilot. This will do the full installation, downloads, everything for something that you want to do.
today, they released two major announcements.
Excuse me.
First being that they've introduced a new state-of-the-art coding agent. This is where Open Devin has now introduced Code Act 1.0. This is something that achieves a 21% solving rate on the Sway Bench Lite unassisted version, and this is quite remarkable. The second announcement is that they have basically introduced this new simplified evaluation harness, and this is for testing coding agents. Now, these are two amazing new upgrades to the framework, which are going to make this task to develop and deploy different software much easier with Open Devin. And this is something that we're going to be talking about further in detail as we showcase these two new announcements further in detail. So with that thought, guys, stay tuned and let's get straight into the video.
All right, so let's see. This looks
now today
they're explaining what it is.
Wondering what
how it
is
works,
OpenDevin Kodak 1.0.
and
Well,
let's
this
see it
is
in
the new
action.
agent that they've more into the UI and showcasing more examples. So definitely recommend that you watch this. But they have now introduced a new installation method, which you can just get started within a few lines of code. It's easy to do so.
Okay.
And this will
So World of AI did a little demo on that. I believe I have that. Let me just see here. Let's see. Show you a quick little video on that.
After the release of Devin, which is multiple tabs and 2 sections to this UI, you have the chat interface.
So let's see him. We're going to spend 1 minute in here. So let's see when he actually talks with it and see what happens.
You can see that it starts this new task.
So he said, write a Python script given a temperature in Celsius that converts it into the equivalent temperature in
Then
Fahrenheit.
gonna try figuring out different things in its terminal by creating the Python script for it. And then we can see that now that I have the conversion formulas in Python script, I should test it out with sample values to ensure it's working correctly. So then it starts to create this
It's
nice user
autonomous.
interface. It's going to also give you the code in the code editor, which you can then copy, and then you can paste it in other areas. And you can see that it creates this functional Python script for this prompt that was given. And you can see that this gives you a lot of flexibility. It's not just something that will aid you in
I think
code
we get the
editing, but it
point.
will also
He
help
goes
you
through the
in developing
installation,
different sorts of
and here's
concepts.
the outro. Let's see what it says here.
From park to peak.
So guys, bear with me a second. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to log out of this YouTube channel and log into mine so that accounts, log out. Let's do Mike Filsaime, add account. Bear with me, guys. Let me open up my 1Password. And we want this. I always use my Safari to be the company's YouTube and my Google to be, let's see, copy. And let's move on to next. And let's put that password in. Two-factor authentication. Open up my Gmail notification I just got. Confirm whether it's you. Yes, it's me. Okay. We will not see any commercials anymore. Use Touch ID to confirm. Very good. Continue. Oh, wow. This is complete a few suggestions to get the most out of your Google account. Not now. All right. No more commercials in Safari. So there we go. All right. So let's move on. We kind of get what this is. OpenDevin is an open source version to Devin. What else do we got here? All right. GitHub Copilot Workspace. This is just for you folks that are a little bit into being developers. Let's see. This is something new from GitHub Copilot. Let's copy this. And let's check it out in Safari without ads.
Getting started with your work usually takes place looking at a project board and navigating.
It's a 2-minute video. We'll make it 1 minute.
Copilot Workspace brings your favorite AI assistant into a native dev environment designed for everyday tasks. For example,
so this is basically Microsoft's counter to Devin. They're like, oh, we can do this too. And so they've given you this ability now to chat with code rather than being in your code
use
editor.
the information in your GitHub issue along with references from your repository to build out a specification based on the current state and proposed state.
I'm not going to even show you this. You've got a video here. It's going to be too boring for this. All right. So Groove.Ai, remember I told you before I should have realized I already had this on the document. But so here's Groove.Ai. It tells you what it is. Let's see here. Okay. Now Flowwise AI. We're almost done, guys. We've got, let me just see, maybe 4 more things to cover, and then we're going to wrap up. And thank you, Amanda. Look, I know this guy, this stuff, this is why I gave you the warning at the beginning of the day. You got to be a real geek to enjoy this stuff. But those of you that are sticking around and making bookmarks and saying, I'm going to download this today, are loving it. And some of you are like, what's going on? This was the high level, open source automation day. All right, so let's take a look at this thing here called Flowise. Let's try to get the copy link here. Let's go to Safari and watch that video.
Flowise AI is a tool that makes it incredibly easy to create powerful AI applications without writing a single line of code. It is open source, free to use, and was developed using the extremely powerful LangChain framework. If you're unfamiliar with Lang,
okay, very, very important to say. I cannot believe this, guys. This is a Y Combinator backed company, which means these are some of the biggest backers of the Airbnb type companies out there, OpenAI, etc. And they are they got 19,000 stars on GitHub, which is huge because they're new. And on top of that, it is complete MIT license open source. Do what you want with it, install it, put it on the back end of your SaaS platform. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, this would be cool for Groove.ai. But again, when we start doing this, we start going from no code to low code. And so we might have that be part of Groove.ai under something we called workflowapp.ai, which would be a free add-on to the app. Nobody would have to pay extra for it. But I want people to know that they're going outside of a traditional ChatGPT style talking editor to doing something like more like remember I was showing you make.com and BuildShip. This is somewhere in between. This is complete automation, but it's for low code people, and this stuff can do anything with workflows.
LangChain. It is a development framework that allows developers to build AI-powered applications and has quickly grown in popularity. And Flowise makes all the features of LangChain available via an easy-to-use drag-and-drop user interface. So instead of having to write complicated code, all you have to do is drag and drop these nodes onto a canvas in order to create some complex AI applications. Flowise has become my favorite platform for creating AI chatbots and agents for my clients, and I can tell you from experience that it's possible to create some impressive AI applications using Flowise. It's also easy to integrate Flowise into our websites or our applications using either the embedding or API endpoints. Let's start by setting up Flowise locally. We will have a look at deploying Flowise to the cloud in the series, but it's always a good idea to start off with a local instance for development and testing. Setup is extremely easy, and we can see on the Flowise website that it basically involves calling two commands of you. This installation process will work just fine, but if you wanted to install Flowise into a specific folder,
let's see what it looks
to execute all of these previous steps in one single go over to this repository, which I've created specifically for this series, and before we create
Dashboard
our first
overview.
Flowise application, let's have a look at the user interface. This is the chat flows dashboard, and this is where you can see all your existing Flowise flows. You're able to search through your existing flows, and you can change your view from this grid view to a list view over here. And we can create a new chat flow by clicking Add New. And this will bring up this canvas where we can select from all the available nodes, and we can view settings about this project, and we can click on this chat bubble to interact with our flow, but we will get back to that in a second. Let's go back to our dashboard, and let's have a look at a few other options in this menu. In Marketplace, we can view a list of...
Let me make this a little bit more exciting for you guys right now. Let me show you this. If we go to Flowise AI, you're going to notice that I believe they have a self-hosted version where you can sign in. I have an account. I'll find it for you when we're done. There's a place where they do self-hosting, I believe, and you can instantly just log in and play around with it. But let's just keep
pre-created templates that we can copy to get started. And under tools, we can see a list of pre-created tools.
I'm going to go back here. I'm going to slow this down because now we're at the part where I want to go at 1x. All right, so you can see here they have pre-made chat flows. You could call those workflows. And there's a marketplace where other people in the open source community are creating these, like you did at make.com, or you could make one and publish it with people. You could sort them by popular. So there's a tab here for tools. But what's really cool is these chat flows. He went over it quick. He'll come back to
created templates that we can copy to get started. And under tools, we can see a list of pre-created tools.
So there's tools for Airtable, Google Sheets, make.com, webhooks, all those different types of things. And the open source community will have hundreds or thousands of these
that we can plug into our applications. The marketplace is a fantastic way to learn Flowise. And if we want to use one of these templates, all we have to do is click on the template and then click on Use Template. We can now simply save this template. We can give it a name. I'll just call it Demo, and then save it. If we now go back to our dashboard, we can see this demo flow in our list of chat flows. We can delete this chat flow by clicking on it, and then within settings, we can click on Delete Chat Flow, and then delete. Let's have a look at tools. We will go into this in detail during the series, but we are able to assign custom tools to our AI applications. And these tools could be anything, like a tool to fetch the current weather or the current stock prices. We will have a look at creating these tools in this series. We can use Flowise to create, manage, and integrate OpenAI assistants. And this is also something we will have a look at in detail in this series. Let's have a look at credentials. This is where we can manage all the credentials for our project. And as you'll see in the series, we will use several credentials like the OpenAI API keys and perhaps connections to other third parties as well. And we can add credentials by clicking on Add Credential. We can then select the provider that we would like to connect to, and that will store the credential over here, which we can reuse throughout our flows. We can also use variables to set environment variables and secrets as well. Then lastly, we can create API keys, and this will allow us to call our Flowise applications using API endpoints.
Okay, here's a
now that we've set up
follow-up video. Basically, now that we set it up, what I'm really impressed with is the tools. Remember, the limited tools you saw was the marketplace tools that other people made, but they have all these pre-made tools.
Flowise, we can finally go ahead and create our first chat flow. We can create a new chat flow by clicking on Add New.
Here's the exciting
from the
stuff.
dashboard.
Maybe one of the most exciting parts of the day is right now.
The thing I recommend we do is to save this chat flow, and let's give it a name. I'll just call mine My First Chat Flow, and let's save this. After saving the chat flow, you would have noticed that we now have 2 additional options available. Let's have a look at this API endpoint button. On this pop-up, we can see all the different ways in which we can integrate our Flowise chat flow to external applications. Within this embed function, we can see this example piece of code that we can use to add this chat flow to a website. And let me show you an example of what that looks like on an actual website. After adding that piece of code to work, and that is the prompt. Let's click on Add Nodes.
All right, but guys, you've got the channel here. This guy, Leo Van Ziel, he does some great things on it. But all you have to do is go Flowise. And by the way, Flowise can work with Air AI, VoiceFlow, 11 Labs, HeyGen, all these different things. Let's just let me just do a quick little see if somebody's actually built something with Flowise here. Well, look, you can see it. There's 24 videos just in this guy's playlist right here, all on Flowise, right? So Flowise is blowing up, guys, blowing up. It's basically a user interface, drag and drop, like Make.com, but specifically made for AI. So let's us move on. All right. Okay. Langflow, this is a competitor to Flowise. They do some things better. It's MIT licensed, open source. You can find this over at langflow.org. It might be a little more complex. People love this as well. Let me just see.
Flowise AI is a tool that makes it incredibly easy to create powerful AI.
Hold on a second. I'm in the wrong place here. I want Langflow. And is this Flowise? Did I mess up? We'll get Safari here. I might have put the wrong video here, but not a problem.
I'm Tejas Kumar, and I'm a developer relations engineer at DataStax. Today, I'm here to help you take your first steps on Langflow.
This is Langflow.
Truly capable Gen AI applications visually. Great. Words. So you have words like KCD. That's
okay, as you can see, it's another open source competitor to Flowise. Let me just see right here. Okay, so this says join waitlist, but you can also download it on GitHub. It's pretty much the same exact thing. It seems to be a little bit more techy, to be honest with you. So maybe not something that I'm as interested in. So now here's the next thing I want to know. Thank you, Amanda. Appreciate that. Let me know on a scale of 0 to 10, have you ever heard of N8N? You see that, guys? I'm a poet, and I didn't even realize it. It's a little joke there, one of my favorite jokes. All right. N8N, put it in the chat. 10, know it, installed it. 0, never heard of it, or anywhere in between. Marion me says 0. And let's see who else. Ingi, I would say it's Ingi Diaz, says 0. And you guys are all popping in zeros here. Okay, so I'm surprised many of you haven't heard of N8N, but that's cool. That's why you're here today, right? Like if everything I'm showing you guys are saying, heard of it. Where is that from? That's a pop culture reference from like In Living Color. Hated it. Oh, yeah, that was In Living Color. That was Men on Film. It was these guys, Men on Film, and they almost couldn't get this on. This show was so cutting edge. So, you remember the Antoine Merriweather? These guys, and then they would talk about like, oh, the movie with Mel Gibson, loved it, and then they were like, all right, and so like Thelma and Louise. Hated it, right? So I can't believe I just pulled that out from all this. So lots of zeros from you guys. You haven't heard of N8N. So let's talk about what is N8N. N8N. Ready? It is an open source make.com. You're kidding. The only thing is their license doesn't allow me to install it as a SaaS, and I can install it as a SaaS, but it has to say N8N. And if I'm charging money, I can't use it. So basically, what this is, guys, this is your own version of make.com. Now, if you want to self-host it, you just download it, and if you want them to host it for you, then it's really, really cheap. So let's take a look at a quick little video on N8N, and so you can learn a little bit more about it. Copy. And let's do this.
This is going to be the ultimate guide on how you can self-host N8N. If you don't know what N8N is, it's basically like a Zap or Make.com alternative, which allows you to hook up all kinds of different APIs, tools, and services to create real custom automated workflows. And the reason why I like N8N over some of the other services out there,
guys, this app, like this isn't something, this is like really, really known in the no code community. Like N8N on GitHub, like I forget what it is, but it's like over 150,000 stars. This is a really powerful app and people love it. And like I said, you install this like you install WordPress and you have your own make.com.
is because it allows for an insane level of customizability and flexibility, which you just can't get in any other program. And there really isn't anything you can't automate. And the best part is it's completely open source, which means you can host it on your local machine for free. And because this is the ultimate self-hosting guide, I'm even going to show you how we can put this on a simple server so we can have our own instance of all of our workflows and all of our automation.
All right, we're going to skip the installation. Okay, and let's go into where he shows the app in action. Let's just see here. We'll do create workflow in N8N. I don't know what N8N stands for. Apologies, I just don't know. This is what we just watched. Let's see how to
Today, we're going to go over how you can make custom functions and tools inside of N8N.
Give this guy a shout out, Mike Powers on YouTube. He does a lot of stuff on make.com and N8N, and he's a really good guy to follow if you like automation.
Make really super customized workflows and automations with AI
Let's
that
just skip
will
to the
blow
fun.
tools. So I'm over on N8N, and I'm currently running this on the free version of N8N that is self-hosted. If you don't know how to get N8N running for free on your own computer, you can check out my video somewhere up here where I go through step-by-step of how you can install it. Of course, if you don't want to install it on your computer, you can always use the paid version. I'll have a link to where you can get that down in the description below. But from here, we're going to be checking out this kind of workflow that I have on the screen right now. And this is taking advantage.
Let's look at this.
What we're going to be
one right
checking
here.
out is the custom N8N workflows. And this is when you can get kind of workflow inception inside of your bot. So if you want your chat,
I don't want to
bot
get too much
basically-
into this, and you kind of get it, guys. Like you click on a node, you add some information from the request
Calling
from
a
the
JavaScript
user.
code, you call it.
But it's it can do anything. It's you probably can get a better understanding from it just at the website, n8n.io. It's a really cool tool. Works with everything out there, pre-made, very stable, and people absolutely love it. Over 400 integrations out of the box automatically for you to do your automations, and they're getting really big in AI. All right, so Diffy, DIFY, drag and drop open source AI agent framework. Diffy is kind of like hard to say exactly what it is. Diffy is Apache 2.0 license. You see, that's sad because they let's just go here to their website and first talk about the license. So let's go to GitHub, and if you look at their license, they have another section down here where you can click on the license. All right, so Diffy may be utilized commercially, including as a backend service for other applications, or as an application development platform for enterprise, should the following conditions be met. Okay, so we'd have to purchase a commercial license from them if we wanted to build this into a Groove. So if we're running a multi-tenant app, we need explicit information from them, and their logo and copyright must be on unless we get explicit. I sent an email to them. They haven't. If I can get this open source, you will see this in Groove, because this is more AI focused, where NAN is more make.com focused. Diffy is one of the most badass open source platforms out there, because they are creating both agent. Remember that first company, Relevance? This is like Relevance open source. So you can go install it right now and use it open source. You could ask them to host it for you. And I believe, let me see here, get started. I think I have an account with them where we could log in and look at the user interface, but I'm just going to show you a video. It's really cool, guys. So they have agents, which is like the apps that I have with Groove. They have chatbots, but they also have workflows, which are creating teams with agents. You have knowledge, so you can upload and reuse knowledge. It has a great user interface. They have Explore, so you've got different tools in here that other people have created, and tools. This is all the stuff that automatically connects, like make.com, so you can instantly pull all of these things in. You can go with them and pay them a little bit of money if you want them to host it for you, or you can self-host it and then it's free. But let's take a look at some of the things that you can do with N8N. So this looks right here like an installation guide, and this looks like a watch it in action guide. So let's take a look. And I think this is World of AI again. He makes a lot of videos on this type of AI automation.
Remember DeFi? It's one of the best open source large language model app development platforms where you can create various ranges of AI agents that can automate workflows. It's an ideal application that lets you quickly go from prototyping to production. Now, just last week, DeFi released a large new...
So, you know, Chatbase, right? This thing right here. Let's do it in Chrome. This. That creates the little things down here that you could talk to. We put it at Groove, and we're building it into Groove.cm, where you basically go to the dashboard and you click on an agent and you upload it with different data sources, and it can crawl websites and all that. So this is automatically done with Diffy
update, which is the AI workflow update. This is something that is available both on cloud as well as on open source versions.
So basically what he's saying is they went from just creating workflows like make.com that do, if this happens, send this message based on what this customer said, integrated with 11 labs, all those different types of things. And they also, they were your own self-hosted chat base. But what he's saying right now is they've just added the workflow. And that's why this video is made.
It's an update that has revamped by enhancing 100K lines of code where you can firstly develop large language model apps with the workflow. And this is with a simple drag and drop UI. You have the ability to visually debug nodes, You have flexible DSL.
Okay, stop right here. So what type of app do you want to create? So you could create a chatbot that's like Chatbase. You could create a text generator, and that is basically something that if something comes in, it'll get a response. An agent, those are the apps that we have in Groove, and the workflows. This is the thing that we yet to have in Groove that other company, Relevance, has. They do it with a different, more linear style UI, and this is more of a canvas style UI. So chatbot orchestrate mode basic, or chat flow beta, which is basically much more robust with if-then logic, and you give it a name and icon, etc. So let's go through.
Export and import features where you can share the workflows. You have code nodes where there's Python and JS nodes, which makes it easier to integrate programming languages into the app.
So what he's saying is not only like Make.com and Zapier are you limited to the number of integrations that it has, but like Buildship.io that I showed you before, you can create your own. There's no limits to it because you can create a Python or any language model and run a function inside of the workflow
application that you create. And then there's the introduction of the toolbox, which is allowing you to have a wide range of tools and plugins to enhance the quality of your apps that you create.
Let's go back. I skipped through that a little
and
fast.
then there's the introduction of the toolbox, which is allowing you to have a wide range of tools and plugins to enhance.
So did you see this? It gets this knowledge, information comes in, then if the user says this, then say, sorry about that, I cannot find information regarding your question. It's a workflow.
It's the quality of your apps that you create within DeFi. Now, just take a look at this example where the DeFi workflow is basically creating this React component generator. And this is something where it creates certain components of the UI. And this is just a video demonstration as to what you can create with the workflows on DeFi.
Here I am going to select
you guys could watch this. She basically created something where he's going over the pricing. Let's see if there's anything else here that's relevant. Let's go to here.
Knowledge. You can simply click on this, import various file types.
Okay, and again, guys, why this is important, this is rapid development for us. This is built-in knowledge base with LangChain, so we don't have to use third parties like Pinecone or anything like that. Now, obviously, OpenAI is doing that for us as well, but this is with all other language models,
you can
including
sync it with
OpenAI.
Notion, as well as have it so that you can sync from the website, which is a feature that will be coming soon. You simply just upload the files, click next. You can easily do this with Notion, where you can just connect your Notion account. But in the case, you just simply upload a file, which I'll showcase right now. Now, once you have uploaded a file, you can just simply click next, and you'll be then sent over the text pre-processing and cleaning. You can just click on the chunk setting, which is
all right, we get that.
all
Let's
the
move
other
on.
applications that have been.
Here are pre-made applications because it's open source. You can see SEO blog generator workflow. So like you'll come up with an idea, but it'll automatically post it to your WordPress blog at a certain time. We'll be building those integrations with our API with Groove as well. If you want to
on
use
the DeFi
Groove
platform on the
blog.
cloud, you can see that there's various other apps that have been made by DeFi themselves or by other community members. You can see you have a code converter, you have meeting minutes, you have a fully SEO optimized article including FAQs, you have website generators, and so many other options. For example, we can just take a look at this, add it to our own workspace, and just simply click on create. You can see that there has already been
And so
instruction
remember we
given
said
to it.
we wanted to create something where Groove had the ability for other users to create agents and have a marketplace. This already has it. So we put this into Groove and we'll have this. And so again, showing you the stuff that we see and where we can find it and where we can do rapid development for Groove and have these types of platforms built for you.
And we can already go to the overview, and we can even deploy this in other areas where you can preview this onto your own website. You can also have it so that it's integrated into your own workflow by embedding it, and you can even customize it so that it could be better suited to your own need. Now, in this case, we're gonna just simply start chatting with it. We have created
This
a
is
new
just an agent. It's an app. We get it.
This is something that I could actually use. I'm gonna be duplicating this template by simply on clicking create, and you can see over here that within the dashboard, you see this
you find a workflow, you click, it's instantly added to your account, and then you just add your credentials, your API keys.
We're going to be able to drag and drop different nodes.
So I think we get it, guys.
This is something that is new with DeFi, and this is where we mentioned that you can
DIFY, DIFY. Really, really cool application. And you can see a lot of people are getting into these. There's N8N, there's Flowwise, there's DeFi, there's Relevance. There's a lot of people getting into this stuff. I really like, where were we? DeFi. What it basically stands for is do it for you, right? So a visual drag and drop interface to orchestrate your language model app workflow. So all that information is there. You could look more into it. Let's go to the next one. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on here. This is pretty cool. This is another version of Groove.Ai, right? This guy created his own open source framework. I really like it. Watch these videos, and this guy's also brilliant. He's a great guy to follow. And then finally, Devin is yet another open source Devin framework. It's called Devin. So remember, we saw Devin, which we can only get on a wait list. Then there was Open Devin, and now this is another bunch of guys called this is just called Devin. So let's open up Safari and let's check out that YouTube video. And I think we're getting ready to wrap up for the day.
In this video, I am releasing my own open source implementation of Devin, an actually usable AI software engine.
Yeah, same thing. He's the same guy here as he's got this Groove.AI agency framework. I really like it. It's on GitHub. It's called Agency Swarm. Really badass. Just doesn't come with a user interface. And so that's kind of like a no-go for us, for all of us. You really need to be super techie to use this guy's stuff. And that is a wrap right there. That's a wrap right there. And you have this document, folks. You should be able to, maybe we'll have Donna just paste it one more time for those of you that got in late. This has everything that we went over. You can take last week's on Friday when we did the live stream. I went over all of these, and these were more SaaS companies that are available for you to use. And the next today was all on these open source platforms. This is some really, really cool stuff. A lot of this stuff, as I said, is MIT and Apache 2.0 license, where we could grab it, start building it directly into Groove.AI. We are wrapping up the billing portion for Groove.AI, which meant we had to do back-end stuff, so we could no longer work on the front end. And we are really excited to completely move over to a model of letting us handle the tokens, so you don't have to put in your own APIs. And when we add all of these open source projects, we'll just pay for the tokens and then pass them on to you where you buy token packs. Just as, same way you have to do. So that way you don't have to have a credit card on file with OpenAI, with Llama, with Gemini, with Grok, with Mistral. You'll just do it with us and we'll pass it through to you. So that's it. You guys are saying thanks, Mike. Appreciate it, James, Nabi, and Gilmore. Donna, I think we're wrapped. I was watching the chat and they were pretty much just, watching here. It was definitely a high level day. Let me see. Why can't I see how many people we have in the stream? Isn't there usually a number? Oh, there it is. Yep. All right. So today we're probably about half the people that we normally do. So there are some of you that are just completely in love with this stuff that liked it. Some that are in the middle, and some that are just like, this is way over my head. Just build it in Groove.AI and let me know when it's ready. I get that. Okay. So thank you very much. Somebody says here, it'll be cool to have Diffie working inside of Groove. .cm and Groove.AI. Let me show you some slightly bad news. It's not bad news, but just bear with me. I'm going to open up a Gmail here. We're on another screen that you're not seeing. And let's just open this up here. And let's go to maybe they responded to me. I haven't checked in like a week. Oh, they got back to me. Maybe I should read this privately, but let's see. You guys are going to get information right now. You can see they took a while to get back to me. So here's me on May 13th, and this is them on, they got back to me on May 17th. So maybe I checked after 3 days and they didn't get back. I said, hey, I would like to talk to you about an enterprise license, specifically how to use it for multi-tenant SaaS, Groove.AI, where we will host it for our paid users, leaving your logo and copyright, of course, because I think that's one of the things they say. I'd like to know if this is possible. If so, pricing terms. So she said, hey, Mike, thanks for writing and for choosing Diffie. My name is Gu. By way of introduction, are you interested in customizing the Divi instance, which you would provide to users? If not, revenue sharing partnership might also be suitable. In any case, happy to talk. So I'm going to create a meeting with them for tomorrow. Damn it. They won't let me do tomorrow. I'm flying out on Thursday and Friday. I'm away in Mexico at a wedding. I'll have to get back to them. Let me bear with me, guys. All right. I just wanted to put a little response back to her so that she got it. So I am in talks with Diffie. Now, as you guys know, you saw Diffie. You all said, yeah, that's the one. That is the platform that if we could have that in Groove.ai would be good. So I'm going to talk to them, see what their enterprise license is. The enterprise license may say that I have to leave their logo. And if I want to take the logo out, she's talking revenue share. We'll figure all that out. But this is really, really, really what we wanted. Remember, I promised you guys end flows, autonomous agents that see what they're doing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have multiple steps. This works with every platform out of the gate. We're going to be talking with them, and if I could get a green light from them, you're going to have everything you want in Groove.ai a lot sooner than us having to customly build something. And that's the beauty about open source. So, okay, that's it. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate you guys coming on today. I'm looking over at this screen where I'm looking at your comments, and yeah, I'm in talks with Diffie. I'm in talks with Air.ai, and that's it. We'll Donna, thank you for your time today, and let me see. So Donna said, because I saw somebody said, hey, we were supposed to get 5 days, we only got 4. I don't know what I was going to do on the 5th day, to be honest with you. I don't have much more to say. That's our AI update. We canceled yesterday because it was Memorial Day. We're ending today. And Donna says, did you want to reschedule yesterday's stream or just end today? I am flying. Tomorrow is Groove Digital Presents. We don't do Groovathons on Wednesdays. On Thursday, I'm on a plane. Friday, I'm at a wedding. And then next week, I'm at Flight Club. So we're not going to reschedule, but we'll do something next month. We will, for sure, we'll do something next month. And stay tuned for a Groove.ai white label update for all of you folks with Groove.ai white label. Thank you. Take care, everybody. And we're going to take you out with some Groove.ai music. Donna, I'm going to bounce out and head upstairs and eat. I'll see you later. Bye-bye, everyone.